James Whale on Talk Radio.
I love you both.
We love you too, Lavinia. Thank you very much.
I think she loves me the most, but she did like you, James.
Yeah.
She does.
It's my Lavinia.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, Rainbow George is your caller.
No. Rainbow George is your caller.
No,
Ken's your.
Keep your hands off.
I'm not fighting over callers,
You can have George and Nigel. I have Lavinia.
Nigel doesn't call us anymore.
Nigel does call us today.
No, not that Nigel. The other Nigel.
No, you can have that
you
Nigel.
can have
No, you can have Nigel. No.
Which Nigel? I think you're getting your Nigels mixed up.
No. You remember Nigel from Maidstone?
Well, he's always...
No, you have Nigel from Maidstone, that's fine.
I'll have him if you have Nigel from Temple Fortune.
I don't mind Nigel from Temple Fortune, I'll have him, but Nigel from wherever lives a bit near me, so you have him.
Oh yeah,
you have him.
To come round for dinner.
No, he's not coming round for dinner, I'm going.
He's a bit hungry at the moment.
I'm going.
Pop
I'll
round
see you
to
later.
James's night.
No,
That's an invite.
I don't want
That's
anybody
an
else.
invite.
Lovely guy.
Bye.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
You up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You up my senses, come me again, come let me you, let me give my to you, let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms, let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you, come let me you, come me again. Like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You up my senses, come me again.
I've done something really stupid, Catherine, and you should have stopped me. By the way, first hour of the show, let's try it. New callers only. If you've never called the show before, ever. 0344 499 1000. Nice, friendly, peaceful, loving show. New callers only. First hour.
This is your time to shine.
It's your time to shine. If you're nervous because you think normally you've got nothing to contribute, could I have those headies, please? You've got nothing to contribute, or you're worried because I'm aware it can sometimes feel a little bit like, oh, I should get the, let me get the, hang on a minute. Got that. It can feel a little bit like a private club, and it can always be, it can be intimidating walking into a private club or a pub full of regulars. Mm-hmm. So for the first hour at least, we may get no calls, that's fine. We may get loads of calls, then we may carry it on. But let's see, for the first hour at least, you can only come on the air if you've never called us before. Let me just give the number out. Let me just give that number out. You see you ready to dive in. Put that Peter Pointer away, young lady. 03.
I'm sorry, I didn't think you could see it.
499 1000. 499 1000. You'll speak to Amy. She takes your name and number. Give a fake name if you want. If you're a bit shy, she calls you straight back. You come on. We have a chat. It's that simple. Yes, you, Catherine.
I want you to think of me and Ian as your friendly neighbourhood publicans. And while we enjoy regulars, if you're in here every night, we're going to start to worry about you. So maybe restrict your serving, just for your own good. So, 0344.
What's that noise?
It's me talking.
No, there's the noise even more irritating.
Oh.
The pulsing. You hear the pulse?
Mm-hmm.
Unplug your computer. Turn your... just shut the lappy.
Is it not them hoovering outside?
No, it's in here.
What's going on?
Yeah, no, shush. Can't hear it if you're talking. Something in here is pulsing, and it ain't the vibe of the show. So, first hour only, we may get no calls. Always prepared for this to be a complete and utter failure. But the failure is, we only learn by failure. So if you've never called the show before, 0344 499 1000, we have a few things for you to talk about in a second, but I bought something that I'm in such a bad state of mind, because I've made one very rash purchase, and I've sent one really stupid message on Facebook. So I want to buy the Nintendo Switch Lite. It's like a tiny little handheld console that you carry around. I want to buy it. It's £200. I can't really afford £200 at the moment. I'm having bathroom issues, as you know. And so I was looking online.
For once he's not talking about his guts.
You can type into Google something and then click on shopping, and it will take you to the lowest priced things. And I found something on this website. Now, let me just see the name of this website. eGlobal UK. eGlobal Central UK. Now, despite what you might think from the name eGlobal Central UK, apparently it's based in Hong Kong. And they're selling the Nintendo Switch Lites for not £200, £156. Bought one. And then I'm thinking, that's the most stupid thing to do. So the reason there was a slight hesitation after sweary John Denver at the end there, the reason there was a slight hesitation is because I was sending an email trying to cancel that purchase. So that's the first thing, right? I'm buying a hooky.
Possibly hooky, maybe not.
Could be legit. They've got very mixed reviews. Hooky, legit stuff. I'm sure it's a fine company. I'm sure it's a wonderful company. I'm sure it's a great company. So I bought this thing, and I don't know what's going to happen. But then I'm on Facebook, and my local Facebook group, I'm a member of a few local Facebook groups. They're great because you get loads of gossip, you get quite a bit of racism, and then you get people advertising stuff for sale or giveaway. And a cat fosterer posted 2 little kittens on the page, and when I've got these 2 little kittens, they need to be rehomed together. Can anyone help? Now, I'm jealous of your cat, and we'll talk about jealousy in a bit, because we've talked about this a little bit. I'm genuinely jealous of your cat, and it's a weird thing.
Well, she's got a great life.
Well, no, it's a weird...
Well, you want to be her?
I'm jealous of you getting the cat, right? I've got 3 cats, and I love them, and you're my best friend, and I'm jealous of you. And it's good that we can say this, because it's not built on logic, it's not built on thinking, it's a completely irrational... It's an irrational feeling, because I'm really happy with the 3 girls I've got. Really happy. And I'm really happy that finally you've got a cat, because you've wanted one for years and you didn't think you'd be able to because your husband wasn't that keen, and the girls, your kids are over the moon. And I'm still jealous.
Yeah.
And it's funny, because I was thinking about this today. Why am I jealous? And it's just completely irrational. It's completely irrational. Logically, I'm not jealous. I'm happy for you. But there is a part of me that's going, oh, it's not fair. Of course it's fair. It's completely fair. We're happy. I can talk about jealousy if you want, and if anyone's got any experience of it, and thank God that we can talk about it, so that it doesn't become a resentment. But if anyone...
Wow, is it that strong?
No, it's not that strong, but you know these things can bubble away.
Yeah.
They can bubble away. Silly little things bubble away and can become big things. So I'm not at home, you know, with pictures of your cat and stabbing. No, I'm meeting the cat tomorrow.
You're crossing my face out and sticking your own face
I'm very excited. But we can talk about jealousy. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. But what was I talking about? The cat. Yeah. Oh, so I've just messaged this woman and said someone had got there first and said I can take those 2 cats. And I've gone, well, if this person can't take those 2 cats, I'm in. I am in. Oh, that would make it
5.
5 cats in my house.
Well, 6 when you're babysitting mine.
Oh God, I am babysitting yours. Anyway, this woman has sent back a message. That's great to know. Someone else is interested, but with rescue cats, the RSPCA is quite strict and want to make sure they go to a good home with a garden. So it may be the other interested party doesn't fit the bill. Thank you very much. At work right now, but please do keep me informed. They are stunning. There we go. That's that done. So I'm in a weird kind of headspace where I'm looking for something to quote you two, I still haven't found what I'm looking for, because I don't think there is anything that I'm looking for. What are we going to do with the show tonight? Oh yeah, so new callers only, please. No calls so far, and that's absolutely fine. It's always a punt. The last time we did this was about a year ago, and I think we had 2 calls in the entire 3 hours. But what calls they were! What calls they were! So I put this out there. Let's give you some bits and pieces to talk about, because that might make it a little bit easy. Happy to talk about jealousy, envy, where it's got you, where it's taken you. Maybe you've bought something ridiculous because you're envious of your best mate or your sister or your mum. Something has prompted you to be envious and go and do something ridiculous.
Maybe you turn that into something positive. You realise that thing that they had, maybe you could get something like that if you did what they'd done.
Yeah. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We can carry on yesterday's talk about star signs and astrology. I'm really starting to think there is something in it. I've been reading a lot of literature today, a column in one of the newspapers, the horoscope column, and I'm starting to think that there is something in it. If you have an argument for or against astrology, 0344 499 1000. Again, just for the first hour, new callers only. You can't have called before. You will get this. A bell, which is always good. Catherine, have you got anything that we can throw out there for... we talked about this yesterday, the funeral. Did we mention this on air? I think we did. Yeah. The funeral, where the Irish funeral, where the guy, as the coffin was lowered in, there was a speaker in the grave saying, "Help me! I'm not dead! Get me effing out of here!"
Yes.
And it was hilarious. There's a video of it, and the audience, you call them the crowd?
Family.
The family
and friends, the loved
went
ones,
from
the ones that
being
left behind.
very sombre.
The mourners.
The mourners, that's it. Went from being very sombre to laughing hysterically. Now, here's the thing about funerals, right? There's surprisingly, a very good one, there is surprisingly a lot of laughter. I gave a talk at a gentleman's funeral recently, and I was called out for not being that funny by a grumpy old git. Well, stuff him. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
Imagine getting called out at a funeral because you've not been funny enough. Jesus. But there is a lot of laughter, a lot of tears. I've never been to a hole-in-the-ground funeral. I've been to cremations. A lot of laughter, a lot of tears, that whole, from the service to when you walk into the wake. That's tough. You can get a few good laughs in there, though. But once you get into the wake, that's just laughter and joy and fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sometimes, like you said, and you did a good eulogy at that particular funeral. I was lucky enough to be there.
I got called out for not being funny enough.
I think that he was always going to do that, quote unquote, joke. But my dad is brilliant at eulogies. Right. And when he gets up, it's like a relief.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of funerals are kind of one size fits all, service-wise, order of service-wise, and you get the kind of usual comforting words from the celebrant or whoever's doing it.
Yeah.
But it's when the family members get up, and if they can do a good speech and kind of bring the highlights of someone's life or the funny way they used to talk, all that sort of stuff. When my dad does it, people are laughing because it's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
We get a moment of just a piece of them back almost.
Talk funerals, 0344 499 1000. I've also got a story about babysitting, what some babysitters discovered when they were in someone's house. And there is also a story about, this is going to be dark, but some people, we were talking the other day about the best movies and TV series are where people have been locked underground for several years because they think there's been an apocalypse. It's happened again for real. A whole group of men locked in a basement for 9 years. 03, Adam's up. We'll speak to you next, Adam. 0344 499 1000. If any of those whet your appetite, that's great. Or if anything else you want to talk about, maybe you want to talk about Brexit, we'll kind of do it. It's kind of a big thing tonight. Talk about the Sky channel, the Sky News that's going to be Brexit free because a third of the audience are bored of Brexit. I get that. Maybe you just want to phone in and say hello. 0344 499 1000. Brand new callers for the first hour of the show tonight. This is the Late Night Alternative. That's Catherine Boyle. I'm Iain Lee, and this is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. The first hour at least. We might go on longer. Let's see how it goes. I want brand new callers that have never called us before. I've just had an email from Sean in America saying, how do I call you? Sean, email me back your number and I will call you up. We've got 3 calls lined up, ready to go. Let's go to, could I get some headphones? Could I get another pair of headphones that, I don't know, work? I have some headphones here, some headies here, there's some headies here. Hang on, guys, sorry, should have done this at the start of the show. No, not those ones. Can I have those ones, please? Thank you.
Third time lucky.
Third time lucky. Hello. There we go. We got a show. Let's go to, take them in the order that they came. We got Susan, we got Martin, but first of all, come on. Amy, could you put Adam through on line 1, please, and Martin on line 2? I can't seem to do it from my side. That's not a major problem. Good evening, Adam. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Are you a first-time caller, sir?
I most certainly am.
You get the first bell of the evening, Adam.
Oh, thank you.
How you doing, man? How long you been listening for?
Oh, maybe about 2 years.
Wow, flipping it. You've been listening for a long old time, my friend. You stuck through the highs and the many, many lows.
I know. I've had loads of arguments with my missus because she goes to bed and I still sit up listening to you.
And I'm guessing you're not allowed to listen in bed. That'll be a step too far.
I don't. I just leave it upstairs. I stay downstairs.
Go and make love to your wife. Go and make love to your beautiful wife. He's laughing.
She's not talking to me anymore because of you.
You haven't seen her.
Adam! Come on, Ads. Come on, big man. Adam, you called in tonight and we appreciate it. What have you called in for, sir?
I phoned you to say, about being jealous or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I was in a place, right, in South Thailand one day, and I weren't jealous, right? I was a big, plumpy guy, shall we say?
Yes.
And I met this bloke on the beach, and he was walking up the beach, and he had a beautiful body, and I said to him, how'd you get a body like that?
Let me just stop you for a second, Adam. Let me stop you for a second.
Yeah.
Are we building up to a punchline of a gag?
No, this is a good one. No.
This is a good one. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Adam is his first call. He's very nervous. He's never done this before. Would you please welcome to the stage? It's Adam. Here we go, Adam. Let's have it.
So, he said to me, I don't drink alcohol. He said, I don't smoke. I do nothing. All I do is drink alcohol and smoke, right?
Here we go.
I gave up for 7 months.
Yes, sir.
I lost 6 stone. I saved £7,000.
Yep.
I went to the Philippines.
Yeah.
And it changed my life.
Wow.
Forever. Now I have 2 children. And my life is totally different from that man I met.
Wow.
And it was nothing in it,
Yes.
Just somebody I seen and thought, wow, I want to copy that person. And my life has totally changed. I got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful children, a lovely house, all because of that guy walking up the beach, and I thought, I want to look like that.
And how's your bod these days? Still beautiful?
Oh, well, yes. It's probably better than the guy now I seen on the beach.
Well, hang on a minute. So this actually happened?
Yes.
I was waiting for the punchline.
No, I seen this guy and he was...
You went up to a beautiful man and said, you're fit.
Yeah, and I just, I like...
You said, I want your body.
I want your wife and children.
I want your body, yeah. I just looked and he said, this is how you do it. He said, just give up your drinking, give up your smoking, and I done it. I saved loads of money, went to the Philippines, spent a couple of months there. 10 years later, I got a beautiful house, everything. Just on that.
Wowzers. Well, good for you, man. But now you don't talk to your missus and you won't go upstairs and make love to her. Instead you listen to a junkie and a weirdo.
Yeah.
And me.
Well, she's in the room watching some Thai movies, and I'm out here in my beautiful garden watching everything. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we're all happy.
Nice one, man. Well, thank you for that, Adam. I appreciate you sharing that.
Lovely, and thank you very much for a wicked show.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry I was on red alert there, waiting.
He just wanted to tell us about his buns of steel.
Yeah, well, nice guy. Someone's made a film about Jet Set Willy, the video game, and they're trying to email me. Anyone can email me and Kath. We both get these emails. You're not emailing me privately. You're not emailing Kath privately. Both of us see these emails. Iain@iainlee.com. And while we're doing plugs, very quickly, Brighton in November has sold out. December the 14th, Sunday, December the 14th, it's an afternoon show in London. Catherine and I doing a big rabbit hole Christmas special. We've got just under 40% of the tickets are left. That's 2 months away, and we've sold well over half the tickets. IainLee.com/event. IainLee.com/event. This is the Late Night Alternative. Catherine Boyle, Iain Lee. We're taking for the first hour people that have never phoned the show before. Let's go to Martin. Good evening, Martin.
Hiya, how are you?
Excited to hear your voice, Martin. Whereabouts in the world are you, please?
I'm from East Grinstead.
I like East Grinstead. I went out with a girl who was near East Grinstead years ago. 20 odd years ago. It's nice there.
Yeah, it's very nice. I moved from Croydon Street.
Oh, it's a bit kind of full of old people. So when I went there in my 20s...
Well, no, it's full of religious people.
Scientology has got a big base there.
You've got their ley lines here. So you got like...
Wowzers.
You got like the Scientologists. You got everything here.
But you know ley lines? I was talking to Kath about ley lines the other day.
Yeah.
Do you know what ley lines are?
I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
I went to the library to try and find out.
I'll tell you what they are. Right. It's supposed to be where energy, it's supposed to be points of energy from one point to another, and apparently the whole country, the whole world is covered where these ley lines. And if you get to a bit where the ley lines intersect, it's supposed to possess magical properties. Right. That's the thing. Yeah. But here's the thing, right? They were invented, I think, in about the 1920s.
Correct.
By a vicar who just wanted, like, direct points between churches. I think I've got that right.
No, I think you're wrong there.
Go on. There's nothing magical or mystical in them. They're just direct points between some things.
Yeah, no, I agree that, but I don't think they were, like, made up.
Well, it says here, Alfred Watkins, early 1920s, was out wandering round one day in Herefordshire and noticed that many of the local footpaths connected the surrounding hilltops in a straight line.
That's exactly what I've got.
After looking at a map, he saw a pattern of alignment, and he posited, which means made up, that in ancient times Britain had been crossed by a network of straight travel routes using various hilltops and other physical features as landmarks.
Well, fine, yeah. I agree with you, Ian. What can I say?
Exactly. What can you say? Again, if you're a ley lines expert, very mystical shows.
No, I'm not a ley line expert.
No, not you. I'm talking.
There's ley lines here.
I'm talking to the puddings listening. If you're a ley line expert and you've never called in, tonight is the night. Imagine.
I've never called in. But
no, I'm not
Ian,
talking.
I wanted to say something to
Yes,
you.
go on, Martin. Please do.
Because I listen to Talk Sport all the time.
I'm so sorry.
Obviously.
And I flick between you and Kath, and I just
dirty bugger.
What?
Stop flicking between me and Kath. Make a choice and flick to that.
Flicking between you and Kath, but I do think you speak a lot of sense. But I do also think that you have like
racist tendencies.
You say like you're bisexual and all this, and
yeah.
I think there's always like a massive thing with you.
Yeah. What are you talking about? My penis?
What?
What?
Hey.
No, I'd never think of that.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about my penis.
Why are you talking about your penis?
Why is he talking about my penis?
Why did he raise your penis?
He wants to play with my ley line.
No.
Go on, carry on, Martin.
No, I'm just saying that I suffer from depression.
Yeah.
And everything else, like what you have suffered from.
Yeah.
And I really find you interesting, you know, like, I like the way that you, like, are considerate to other people.
Sometimes. Not everyone thinks that I am. But are you saying there is...
No, but you are, because you speak a lot of sense.
Well, I don't know about that.
I can relate to that, you know.
But are you saying that there's always something big? Are you saying that's a bad thing?
Something like with you, like, I don't know, I followed your career, and it's like, there's always something that pops up that makes me feel like, I don't know why he said that, you know?
Now isn't that interesting? Okay, you mentioned the bisexuality thing, so let's focus on that for a second, if you don't mind. Why? And you're right. Recently, the last 3 or 4 years, there have been a lot of stuff, but I think it's because I'm working through a lot of issues that I've had, and there's been a divorce, and I feel like I'm shooting up through the surface of the earth like a plant, and I'm nearly out. Most of the big stuff is out there. All of the big stuff is out there.
Yeah.
But why?
Are you sure that that's right?
Am I sure what?
Are you sure that's right, what you're putting out there?
Are you suggesting that I should keep that stuff private?
No, never. No.
Well, go on, explain, because I'm trying to work out.
But I think with you, that maybe, is it real?
Oh, do you think are you suggesting it might be a little bit of theatre?
No, well, a little bit of, like, not
to get listeners?
No, a little bit, because you are, like, probably like I am, a little, like, you suffer from depression and like things that I can't explain it, but I really don't believe that you are.
That I'm what, bisexual?
No, not like that. But the sort of things you say, like, to people on the radio, that you are like you suffer from a bit of depression, you know.
I'm enjoying this, and I'm loving the fact that you're raising this, but I'm struggling ever so slightly, Martin, just to grasp your point, and that may be my fault. So, which bit don't you believe?
Well, I believe you're a very funny comedian,
right.
You know, like, and you've done, like, TV and everything like that.
Correct, yeah.
And then because maybe the career didn't go like you wanted to, that you might possibly be feeling like you're looking for excuses.
Gosh.
So I think that you're a really decent person and everything else. Because I've been through that. I've had it.
But Martin, by the way, I'm so enjoying this call, right? And so please don't think you can offend me or get me angry.
I think you're a top person.
No, exactly. But
There's never anybody else that I've listened to like you.
It feels like you're holding back from saying something, so I want you to say it. Let me try.
Yeah.
Do you think I have made up something I have revealed on the show to try and get listeners, or to get my career back on track, or to get some attention? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I think is that maybe in your mind...
What's your language? That's a yellow card. Yellow card, no F-bombs, please.
You don't give a damn about your relationship with your work, but what I'm trying to say, you speak so much positivity that you should almost be like a counsellor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you've been through so much. But I can't believe that you've been through so much. So I think when you are not, like, when that lady that you work with went on holiday, you sort of had a breakdown after that.
Yeah, I missed her.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's because, like, she was, like, doing quite well and everything, and I think that you couldn't handle that. I'm not being nasty by saying that.
No, you're not being nasty. You're not being nasty at all. I appreciate your honesty and the fact that we can have an honest conversation. I did have a breakdown.
Yeah.
I don't think that was... I thought that was before she went.
No, it's when you were in Italy.
Okay. Okay. Well, that wasn't because Catherine was... Who's my female...
It was. You got to think about it, haven't you? Maybe it was because she
No,
was
I'm trying. No,
well.
hang on, Martin.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it because I'm a big fan of accuracy,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm thinking about it. You don't have to, because you're thinking about something doesn't mean you're making something up. It means that you are considering your response. What I am considering my response and trying to be accurate. That's all. I certainly have never been upset or had a breakdown because Catherine has been doing well. That I can categorically say has never happened.
I think I remember you saying though.
Yeah, well, I think it is.
Martin,
it's your baby, isn't it?
Martin, let Catherine speak.
It's not his baby, it's our baby. I remember you saying that it unsettled you, that you had a feeling of...
Oh, well, it's back to what we're talking about with the cat.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of envy.
Yeah, that you're glad that I was doing well, but part of you was thinking she's better than me and I don't like it.
That's
no, not at all.
Okay.
No, that's
But I think
Martin.
you could do your job.
Martin, hang on.
That's what he actually said to me.
Who did?
Hello, me. Go on, but Martin, you make your point, because I think we're all at cross purposes here. I don't think anybody's having the same conversation here.
Yeah,
but
I
what
know.
fun.
Same here. But what I think is that Catherine can do her job and it's like a different show to your show.
Yes, correct.
And she says, like, you know, she's quite, well, I can't explain it, but she's quite, like, when she said about her ghost stories and all that.
Yes.
It's like a different sort of
It's
show
a different
to your show.
Yeah, and then when I do it on my own, it's a different show to the show that we do together.
Yeah.
Yes.
I prefer your show from Catherine's show. I'm saying that Catherine's lesser than you, but I just think that maybe that because you two are together, that you sort of like maybe
Should I kill
are
her?
not being true to yourself.
Are you telling me I should kill her?
Yes.
Okay, I will do, Martin. Thank you very much indeed. We got there in the end. Why didn't you start with that?
That escalated slowly.
You should have started with that, Martin. I've got to murder you at some point, Catherine.
Okay. Well,
Okay, is it you all right with that? I only want to do it with your consent.
I mean, it could be a mercy, to be honest.
I really, I'm getting very confused. I'm still not quite sure what Martin's point was, but it was his first time call.
Yeah.
So maybe there were nerves in place there.
I think he just wants you to think about what you've done.
I think about it all the time. but I appreciate, if you want to phone up and criticise, I'm up for that. I'm up for that. If you can give a reason, if you can give reasons why I've done something that perhaps you don't like, and also if you can suggest a way I can avoid that. But then I will, if I disagree, I enjoyed that. Thank you. New callers only for the first hour of the show tonight. I'm taking them in the order that they came, so we're going to go to Susan. Good evening, Susan.
Oh, hello. I didn't realise I'm not a first-time caller.
Oh, Susan.
Shall I call you later?
Give us a call later on, Susan. Thank you very much. I appreciate what honesty. What honesty? Mm-hmm. She could have done a funny voice. Hello, never called you before.
We might not have noticed.
I did recognise that voice straight away.
A bit,
yeah, I did totally. And I'm thinking, well done, thank you. All right, that means we can go to Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Hello, how are you?
Paul, are you a brand new caller?
I am, yes.
Well, then you get the caller bell.
Well done, sir. What can we do for you this evening?
I've always wanted to say this, actually. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
It's the best phrase on radio.
Isn't it?
It's the best phrase. The only thing that comes close to that is imagine it's Paul's show, right? So Paul, you're going to I'm the caller, I'm Ian, Paul. I want you to say, hey, you're listening to Paul's show, let's go to our first caller, Ian. Go on.
Hey, you listen to Paul's show, let's go to the first caller, Ian.
Hello, Paul. Oh no, I did it wrong. Because I can't do it. It goes so against my natural thing. Yeah. Do it again, Paul.
That's
Sorry.
That's how I feel being on the radio. I think I'm going to do it wrong.
Do it again. Do what you did again. You were great.
Okay. Welcome to Paul's show. Here's our first caller. It's Ian.
Hello, Ian. No, you're Paul.
When they forget their own name.
Caller says their own name. It makes me so happy.
That's exactly how I feel right now.
Right, so this is how long you been listening for, Paul?
I've been listening to you since your Absolute days.
Wow. Okay.
So when my wife was pregnant, and she spent a lot of time in hospital, I used to be at hospital quite late. And I would get home quite late, I would go to bed and I would put you on. So my kids are going to be 10 in December. So
Flippin' heck, man!
So it's kind of and then I listen to you more with the late night with the kids than, going forward.
10 years.
So I used to listen to you all the time, you and Eloise on Absolute, and you used to, and it's one of the reasons why I thought I'd call you, because I've been thinking to myself for 10 years, one day I'll call Iain.
10 years, man. How is the baby? How's the baby doing, Paul?
It was twins.
Oh, so that's 20 years, really. They're good. They're healthy. They're well.
Yeah, they're fine. They're doing really well. Everybody's doing really well.
I bet those 10 years have flown by, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, of course they were. I mean, you know as well, because I think my children are just a little bit older than your eldest. Because I remember you doing a show on Absolute where you brought the baby in, and you sort of cracked on that Eloise was doing a bit of babysitting on the side.
One of my favourite shows. I just had the baby. He's about 3 months old, my eldest. And we started doing the show, and then I said to Eloise, who's my producer at the time, I said, Eloise, why is there a baby here? Oh, it's all right, don't worry, I'm looking after it. So what do you mean looking after it?
Hilarious.
Oh, I'm just babysitting because I'm not making enough money here. And this is my boy, I'm so proud of him, right? We kind of, and he was asleep, he was silent, and we're sort of arguing at the first 10 minutes, just, you can't bring a baby to work. And she went, don't worry, he'll be dead quiet. Beat. And he did it just, my baby. Yeah, he's gonna be 10
in January. About it on the radio was hilarious.
He's gonna be 10 in, 10 in January, imagine.
Yeah.
So,
my kids are 10 in December. So that's why. So, and I didn't know that you had a kid, and then of course they did the thing with the baby on the show.
Yeah.
And then later on, I think I read somewhere that it was your baby.
Yeah.
And I thought,
how funny! It was one of my favourite things.
But you did some great shows back in those days, and I just got hooked.
Just wondered if you could do some great ones now, if you don't mind.
No, but they are. But that's one of the reasons why I thought I'd call you, because I was listening to someone on, I think it was last night. You were talking about what the point of your show is.
Yes.
There's absolutely no point to your show whatsoever, and that's the beauty of it. That's why I love it so much, because I never know, when I switch on, I never know what I'm going to get. I could get Happy Iain, I could get Happy Kath, you get Grumpy Iain, I get, doing a special on mental health, or just being idiots and just having a laugh. and that's the point of the show, and that's why you got so many people. I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone, but that just love listening to you two. I even when you finally got to say let go from Absolute, and of course I didn't get my sort of Iain Lee fix for a little bit, and then I found you and you were doing the breakfast show with Kath.
Wow. Oh God!
Yeah.
And you weren't even in my area, and so I had to go find it on internet radio so I could listen to you.
Well, listen,
I've been stalking you a bit on the radio.
Well, bless you. I appreciate people following me around, particularly to some of the more fringe stations, and getting let go from Absolute. And I was let go, and I wasn't allowed to go back on air. I was devastated. But the best thing of that is I've now got my best mate. I wouldn't have met Catherine if that
comes across. That you are such big mates.
Yeah,
it comes across on the radio. It really does. And I'm a bit of a Radiohead, but the two people I consistently always listened to was you and Danny Baker.
Yeah,
I used to seek you two out. Whatever if I couldn't listen to you, I'd get the podcast, because Danny's just probably one of the best broadcasters in the country, and he was on like 2 hours a week. But then he muffed it up, didn't he? With some silly tweet, And I'm paranoid that one day you're going to muff it up and you'll disappear, and you'll be in some sort of like local breakfast show in the Outer Hebrides or something.
I've got in trouble a few times with tweets. I remember when I tweeted that I was on a hunting holiday and that I'd shot a zebra and was going to cut its foot off to make a fascinator for my mum. And my agent phoned me up and said, "Iain, you've got to stop this now." And I was like, "I'm not stopping it."
Muff it up, Iain.
No, I'm a good boy now, Paul. I'm pretty good on Twitter, and I know exactly what you mean.
I also have access to his account, so anything like that, I'll take it down.
Yeah, exactly.
He definitely needs some sisterly love. He needs someone to take care of him in that regard. Because if I got to go looking, because I had to go looking for that breakfast show, I thought, what's Iain up to? And I'm googling around trying to find you. Because it wasn't in my area. Yeah, I know, but and then if I have to go doing that again, I'm just
okay.
Paul, I think I might have to check out.
You're on your last warning with Paul.
Paul, really nice to talk to you at last, mate. And let's speak before those kids go to university, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, I normally, I've been meaning to ring you for all these years, and I never can, and at home I've got no decent signal, so you can't ring the house phone because you wake everybody up. Okay. I just happened to find myself in the car. I'm in the car park now because I've pulled over to speak to you.
Beautiful.
And this is the first opportunity I think I've had in 10 years to actually speak to you. So it was lovely to talk to you.
You're a good man, Paul. Thank you, and lots of love to those kids. 10 years. Well done. Thank you, mate. This is turning into a very nice, successful little thing. We're doing new callers only. If you've never called before, let's take it on to 11:30, because we've got, in order, it's going to be Lee, then it's going to be Annie, then it's going to be Yasmin. I've got Sean in America's number, so I'm going to give him a little call as well. That's going to take us to about 11:15, I would have thought. So we'll go on to 11:30. That's half the show. Never called the show before. 0344 499 1000. There's nothing to it. You haven't got to have anything enlightening. You don't have to blow smoke up our ass. You know, we've had two quite different calls in a row there. One, I think, was critical of something. I'm not quite sure what. And one was very... But you don't have to... Just phone up and say hello. This is the Late Night Alternative. It's Catherine Boyle, Iain Lee, every weeknight from 10 on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I'm enjoying this. It was always a punt. Last time we did this, it was about a year ago. New callers, new and newish we did. I think we had 3 calls in the whole 3 hours.
Yeah, and that was with giving the caveat of if you've not phoned a lot.
Tonight, up until 11:30, we may go on a bit longer. Let's see. New callers. If you've never called before, we'd love to hear from you tonight. And we know it can be a bit intimidating. Thank you to all of our regular callers, the Caddicks, not all of the regular callers, but you know who I mean. Thank you. Great. You're our bread and butter. We love it. That's great. But I understand how it can be a little bit intimidating for people thinking, well, I don't know all the Grand National winners, or I don't want to talk about my sex life, or it can be a bit intimidating.
By the way, you can talk about both of those things.
Talk about anything you want. But to kind of elbow your way to the bar with those regulars going on. So, thank you for your calls, regulars. Leave it out until at least 11:30. Just leave it out.
Leave it out.
Leave it out. Leave it out. If you've never called before, 0344 499 1000. Again, let me explain. You phone up, cost you pennies, probably free with your package, pennies at most. You'll speak to Amy, who is delightful. She'll take your name and number, call you straight back, and you'll come back up on the switchboard. And then I go, Lee, welcome to Talk Radio.
How do you do, Ian?
I do very well, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Lee.
Hashtag TLNA to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm a new caller. I mean, it was you mentioning new callers that made me call up, actually.
Oh, there you go.
You fell for our ploy.
I did indeed, yeah. I was often just about to call, but sometimes the subjects change so quickly that, you know, yeah.
But you can call in, but here's the thing, you know that you can call in about a subject we did 8 months ago if you want. It's
sure,
that,
yeah, okay, yeah.
It's that, you know, fluid.
Yeah.
What have you called in for tonight, Lee?
I haven't got a subject, to be fair, Ian.
Oh,
good.
I'd like to second that, Paul, who was just on.
Yeah.
His sentiments are exactly like mine. That's why I listen to your show. It's different.
How long you been listening for, Lee?
Do you know what? About a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can I ask, do you listen... I'm going to do a little survey now. I'm going to do a little questionnaire. Do you listen to the rest of Talk Radio, or do you listen... Okay.
No. No, there's a couple of people on it I certainly dislike immensely.
Right. And do you listen to radio normally? Are you a radio fan, or are you more of a telly fan, or...?
Yeah, I listen to, you know, sometimes in the evening. I mean, not usually during the day, I don't get a chance, but I do like to listen in the evening, you know. So, and, I discovered you about a year ago, and, it's been all I've listened to be fair.
And what do you normally listen to? Are you kind of...
I think you're both great, you know.
Oh.
Okay, we're there. We have to ask the question. Who's the best out of me and Catherine?
I think you work best as a double act.
Oh, what a bum leg. What a bum leg, Lee!
I like it.
So what?
No, you can tell your best mates as well, like, it comes across really clearly,
that's
you know.
the thing, so many, both Catherine and I have worked with people that we've been, you two are going to be a double act. And you've heard that on other radio shows where it's a man and a woman put together to be... but there's no chemistry.
Just because he's got a ding-dong and she's got a noonie doesn't mean they're going to be mates.
Wow. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It's like when your mum says, when you're on holiday, she's about your age, go and be friends.
Yeah.
Lee, I want to play a game with you. Do you want to play a game with us?
Yes, mate, I'd love to.
Do you know the rules to Adamant?
No.
I am going to start. I will say Adamant. Catherine then has to name a pop or rock artist or group that begins with the last letter of Adam Ant, that is T. You then have to name a group or an artist that begins with the last letter of hers. If your group begins and ends with the same letter, for example, the Spice Girls, it goes back the other way. It's nice and relaxed to start with, and then we start introducing time limits.
Right, sure, alright.
I'm going first. Adam Ant, Catherine.
Take that.
Take that, it goes back to me. Tanita Tickerum. It's an M for Mother, Lee.
Motorhead.
Ooh, yeah, we go. We're in.
Duran Duran.
Nana Muscuri. It's an I.
Infected mushroom.
Oh, that sounds
now,
nasty.
hang on a minute. You want to go to sex clinic for that? is that a group?
Yeah.
It's heavy metal, yeah?
No, it's sort of trancey, yeah.
Infected mushroom.
yeah.
That's the most ridiculous name ever.
The way they named it was interesting.
Okay, go on then, Catherine, so you got an M.
I'm gonna call it the first thing you see.
And by the way, the does not count as T, so you could say, for example, the Monkeys, that would count as an M.
Marillion.
Marillion. Nina. Nina.
Nina or Nana?
Nina, that's an A.
Edema.
What is that?
That's a group.
You just naming kids you went to school with?
That's you then.
So is that an A?
Yeah.
It's an A, okay.
Yeah, A.
Alice Cooper.
Okay.
Catherine.
Robert Plant.
Terrorvision.
The Nolans.
Swing Out Sister.
Oh. That's an R.
Rolling Stones. Oh, that's the...
Rolling Stones. You can have the Rolling Stones. That's an R. Spice Girls. Back to you, Lee.
Slipknot.
Oh, I've interviewed Slipknot. One of them signed my arse.
Oh, no.
That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Richard Marx.
Is that an S?
It's an X. It's an X, and it's about to start getting a little bit juicy.
X-Cabs.
Sorry?
X-Cabs.
He's befuddling us with his knowledge of trance music.
Is that an S?
Another chance band, funny enough, yeah.
All right. Sabrina.
Why is my computer very quiet, Amy? Is there anything there that's
Someone's
happened?
been tinkering with your end there.
Someone's been tinkering. Sabrina. Alice in Chains. S.
Soundgarden.
3, 2, 1.
Nana Muscuri.
We had Nana Muscuri, you're out! Right, it's just me and you, buddy. It's just me and you.
That's a very annoying noise.
I know, I'm trying to find, is this a countdown? No, why would none of these got countdowns on them? Okay, what was it, Soundgarden?
Yeah.
The Nice.
Elastica.
Ooh, yeah. Why is this not making any noise? What's going on with my computer? No, that doesn't count. Hang on, I'm trying to get a countdown. We'll sort out Elastica. Art Garfunkel. Yes. Is that an L or an E? An L, I think. I think it's an L.
Garfunkel, isn't it?
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm afraid, Lee, we're out. It was a great game, a valiant effort. Can someone send me a link for YouTube that's got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Thank you very much, Lee. Let's go to Annie. We'll get Annie in before the break, and then we'll speak to Yasmin after the break. Good evening, Annie.
Hello, finally. I finally plucked up the guts to call.
You get a big old bell there, Annie. I don't mean that to sound vulgar, Catherine. Please don't roll your eyes. Annie, how long has it taken you to call us up?
I listened to the original Talk Radio since its test broadcast in 1995.
Shut that front door. Now, I'm guessing from that, 2 things. 1, that you're old, like me. And 2, that, again, like me, you're a little bit of a radio geek.
I was around that time, because I used to fax in to the 10 to 1 shows, which was Caesar the Geezer and then James Weld.
Yeah.
In the studio on his show one night.
You used to you came into the studio with James?
Yeah, when it was at 76 Broad Street.
Wow, you really are a radio. I love it. I'm a radio geek as well, Annie. So please don't take it in any way as an insult. Well, in that case, I feel honoured that you're listening to this after those two, bald old men. We had Caesar the Geezer on this show once.
Oh, did you? Oh, no. I would love to hear that.
It was a while ago. It was a couple of years ago. We had Caesar on. We had like a bank holiday special where we got loads of radio people on that had inspired me.
Wow.
And we got Caesar on, and he was lovely, wasn't he, Kath?
Yeah, he was a good fella.
Really charming. He still got it. I think it's crazy that. Who knows what happened? Maybe there were some shenanigans, I don't know. But if I was the boss here over Christmas, I'd have Caesar on, I'd have Tommy on, I'd get Wild Al Kelly, I'd get all those people in for the Christmas cover.
I remember that. I still got some of their shows on tapes when Caesar used to do his wind-ups and all that.
Yeah. Caesar was brilliant. and he's a really charming, over-the-top, loud man. We'll get him on again some point.
That's brilliant. If you don't mind me saying, you guys are the rightful heirs. I think I tweeted you the other night and said that.
Oh, that was you! You did!
Yeah.
Do you know what, Annie? As a radio geek, I'm talking about now, that really means a lot, saying that, because, those are giants, literally and metaphorically, that we're following in the footsteps of. And for someone who knows our onions to say that is a great compliment, so thank you very much.
That's no problem. I nearly typed his old phone number when I went to call up just then, because it's my first call phone. 0345 1056. Oh, no, that's not right.
Do you remember this? When I used to work at LBC in the early 2000s, and we used to have this kid that would phone up, right? And he was just a kid. Must have been about 12. And all he would do, Annie, is you go, I can't remember his name. We've got Mark on line 5, and he'd just go, call James Wales show on TalkSpot Radio. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On medium wave. And then he put the phone down. And he was about 12.
The old jingles and everything were brilliant. Get a radio, screw it to me head, have a little radio implanted, so I never have to worry that I miss what Caesar said.
I love all that stuff. I know that there's the Tommy Boyd Shrine where you can get old Tommy Boyd shows, and Matty, my friend Matty, runs a website for me where you can get all of my old stuff. There should be like an outlet for like old Caesar shows and old Ian Collins shows when he was good. I'm joking, it's a joke, I know, Ian.
No,
but there should be an outlet for something like that, a website.
Yeah, that would be great. I've still got the tapes.
Do it, Annie. Annie, we look to you to make the website and to do it.
You're the custodian.
That's it. And I also wanted to say, I'm Aquarius and my cat is a Libra.
There we go. What describe your cat, please?
A 10-year-old ginger boy. I think I tweeted you a picture of him the other night. He just ate teeth out, so he's looking like he's been punched in the face.
I did see the cat with all the teeth taken out. He looked like he sucked a lemon.
Oh, bless
Poor little baby. Poor baby.
Oh,
Annie?
He was dumped in a supermarket car park.
Oh, jeez, man. How can you get rid of a cat? Especially one like that. It was a stunner. Annie, we have to go because of the news. Thank you. I really appreciate that call and your kind words. This is fun. We'll keep this going to 11:30. Brand new callers only. Yasmin, I promise you've been waiting for ages. I promise you'll be the first caller after the news. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah.
Hello.
I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine.
Dick.
I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo.
Dirty brother.
But somehow they just don't end up as mine.
Aren't your balls normally held back by your willy?
It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances.
Dick.
I die for living in the movies and TV.
I've got a mouth for the sausage.
But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. Wow! I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman made Redford such a star.
Off women's head. Shag the pony. Shag a pony.
I've never spent much time in school, but I told ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay.
Can you turn the phone
Hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch.
I go what?
But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or
going on about? Who the hell is Ginger Baker?
03444991000 is the phone number. Let's carry on for a bit longer. Brand new calls only. Who you, lady?
Catherine Boyle. Who you, man?
I'm Iain Lee, and I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. I'm really thinking there's something in this astrology. I think there is more to it. Yasmin!
Hi, how are you guys?
Hey, Yasmin. We're good, thanks. How are you doing?
Good. I've been to call for a while.
You've been on hold for 25 minutes and 21 seconds. And I apologise for that. And the reason we kept you is because we knew you were going to be the best.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. So go on. Do it. I'm joking. I'm joking. That's really horrible. Go on, perform for me. No, that's horrible. I'm sorry we kept you waiting, Yasmin. Thank you. I know it can be a very nerve-wracking thing, and quite often you'll see people waiting for a bit and then the phone goes down and you can tell, they've had enough. They don't want any of this. But you made it. You're the first call of 11:07 this evening, Yasmin. What can we do for you? Was there anything you wanted to say?
I've been waiting for a while, but I started calling today because you were talking about jealousy, and I've been having a lot of that recently.
You've been feeling jealous, or others have been jealous towards you?
Oh, no, I've been feeling jealous.
Go on. It's a tough thing to talk about, and no one talks about it, and I think it's important, because I don't think you have any control over it. I'm jealous of Catherine and her brand new kitten, which is insane. I've got 3 cats who I love very much, and Catherine is my best mate, and I'm also really pleased for her. But I'm jealous. Stop biting your fingernails. It's disgusting.
I'm not biting my fingernails. I've got a, what's it called, splinter.
I'm going to smear them in rat feces. So go on, Yasmin. Tell us about your jealousy.
Well, it started with I graduated recently, and everyone I know is doing like a graduate scheme and like starting their careers.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to do that. And also, like with the relationships, like I've been getting so jealous of my friends. Like some of my friends are getting married, and I haven't had anything like that.
Well, let's start with the college thing. So they're doing what? Sorry.
They started like graduate schemes, and they're starting their careers, and I'm still looking.
Okay, so you haven't found the right spot for you yet?
No.
And how long have you been looking for?
Since like April, May.
Wow. Okay. So a while. And why have you not found the right thing? Are you being
really
overly
bad at interviews?
Now, why bad at interviews? In what way bad?
I get so nervous.
Right.
That's why.
Well, no, I was about to say you don't sound nervous now. You sound pissed off that we kept you waiting 27 minutes, and I get that. I would be as well. But you don't sound nervous. You're sounding very confident now, I thought.
Okay. I don't know, I just feel under pressure when I'm in an interview. I keep messing up.
I suppose, I know what it's like. I've never quite had a job interview or anything like that, but I have had interviews for positions. And when you have to walk into a room with 2, 3, 4 people that know each other, don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Sit down. Just that's it. Take a seat. Thanks so much for coming in today. My God, that's a tough situation to shine in, isn't it?
Yeah, but most of my friends have done it, and I also put advice, but it's always the same thing. But when I go in for the interview, I still get the same results.
What is their advice? What are they saying you should do that perhaps you're not?
Like just act more confident.
Yeah.
But I really struggle with that.
Because it's tough. And saying, Bill, just be more confident, though. Obviously, it's tough. I'll tell you how I got this job here, right, at Talk Radio. I had a really cushy, yet not particularly satisfying job on another radio station. I was doing a breakfast show, and I didn't really like it. And my agent said, "There's a new Talk Radio's coming back." And I said, "Man, you've got to get me in there for an interview. You've got to get me in there." And he said, "Sure. Do you want me to put you forward for the breakfast show?" I went, No. I want late nights. I want 10 to 1. He said, "Okay, I'll put you in touch with Liam, the guy that's kind of organising it." And I did this thing, Yasmin. I wanted this job. I didn't need this job because I already had a job. So that instantly, the smell of desperation that I would normally carry around for job interviews was gone. Because I had a job. I didn't know I was going to lose it shortly after, but I had a job. I was all right. And all morning, on the train in from Windsor, I think I was living at the time, I just kept saying to myself, you're one of those people that's really good at interviews. You are one of those people that are really good at interviews. You deserve this. You deserve this. You're the best at what you do. All of that stuff. And I came in, and honestly, this is totally unlike me. I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just giving my personal experience. This is totally unlike me. I met Liam. He's a nice guy. And I was so nervous, and I just took a deep breath, and I went, Liam, I really think you need me for your station. I want a 10 till 1 slot at night, and I guarantee you I will give you radio unlike anything else that is out there at the moment. And he sort of sat there and went, why are you not asking for breakfast or drive? Why do you not want breakfast? I said, I don't want it. I'm doing a breakfast show now. I've done a drive show. I've done all the slots. The best slot for radio is 10 o'clock at night till, and I was doing it like that, really confident, not cocky, not arrogant. I said, this is what I want. This is what you need. And then I came out, Yasmin, and I phoned Kath up straight away. I went, oh my God, Catherine! I went in, I pretended I was really good at meetings, do you remember? Yeah. I pretended I was really good at meetings, and I told him that he needed me, and I can't believe I said that, and now I feel sick. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. I mean, you were safe in that you had already had a job.
That was the thing. That was the thing.
But you were a fish out of water in that scenario too.
Oh, it was horrible. Yasmin, it was horrible, mate. It was horrible. But I knew that for the 45 minutes I was in that office, I knew I could suck it up and I could fake it. Because all I had to do was fake it for 45 minutes. Yeah. And then there was a bit where he went out as well for a couple of minutes. And so I was able to breathe and go, just say to myself, you're one of those people that's good at meetings. You are good at asking for what you want. And I'm not. But, and I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying, you may find it surprising. I am not very good in interviews and meetings like that. But I was able to fake it when it really counted.
You seem really confident on the show.
Yeah, I know. And I am confident on the show because this studio is, it's kind of my home territory. I'm very confident doing the show with Catherine in the studio and talking to you. If you and I were on the phone privately, I would be a nervous wreck. Okay. You probably wouldn't notice it.
Yeah.
But I would be pacing around. I would try and make myself stand in one place and then not be able to. And I will be doing everything I could to end this phone call as quickly as possible because it makes me uncomfortable. Now, there is a time when I'm uncomfortable in the studio, and that's when we've got a guest in. There are a couple that, someone like Stephen Page doesn't faze me anymore. But, normally when we've got a guest in, we had Taras in the other week, really nice guy. We had Saffron in, who I've met. We've got, the editor of Chat It's Fake coming in next week. All lovely people. But because they're kind of on my territory, it makes me really nervous. And I'm thinking, God, everyone at home can hear this. I don't think people can actually, but that kind of throws me a bit. The point I'm trying to make is, if there's any point in this, is that the thing I have learned is that even the people that seem to be the most confident quite often inside are very nervous, and if they're not nervous, they often have a lot of self-doubt.
Okay.
Having self-doubt is normal. I think there might be a few exceptions. I bet Alan Sugar probably doesn't. Piers Morgan probably doesn't. But you could, the majority...
Maybe they should have a little more.
Maybe they should. But I think the majority of people do have self-doubt about... It's imposter syndrome, isn't it? That thing where you think, I don't deserve to be here. Someone's going to bust me. I don't know, Catherine, if you got... Go on, Yasmin, sorry.
It's just been like breeding jealousy as well.
Yeah.
Like, I get so jealous of my friends. Like, kind of annoyed by how well they're doing.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that. I was probably one of the last people to land a job coming out of journalism college, and I didn't know what was going to happen to me. One of my friends ended up with a really brilliant job that's kind of set her up in her career straight away, and I thought, bloody hell, maybe I've just not got it. All that stuff goes through my head. And even now I have to counter myself sometimes. I'm always looking up. But you never look back and see the people that didn't get as far as you.
Yeah.
So... you know that your head is telling you fibs a bit, and everyone's on their own path, and there'll be parts of your life that your friends are jealous of, but you won't see it because it's just something you do.
And relationships, Yasmin. People are getting married and stuff, and you're not in that position yet.
No, and I've never even been in a relationship. So I feel like, what's wrong with me?
Again, that's more common than you think.
Yeah.
That's more common than you think. There are loads of people that have not been in relationships that think there is something weird about them. God, I'm going to be so full of cliches. It happens when it's meant to happen. You know, it will happen. Oh, I sound like your dad or your uncle or something. Oh, Yasmin, don't worry. It'll happen when it's meant to happen. That's not what you want to hear when, what, you 23, 24?
24.
24.
Oh, right.
And you don't want to hear a 46-year-old man going, Yasmin, trust me, young lady, it will happen when it's meant to happen. Catherine, you're a young woman. Have you got anything that...
I'm a young woman, am I now?
I was saying to Catherine, then lift up, the next birthday, Kath, is 50, the next big one.
And what did I say? You can't repeat.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. People don't stay married sometimes.
Yeah, well,
when you're 24,
that's true.
When you're 24, I think actually biologically your brain has only just stopped forming.
Yeah.
So you've got plenty of time to work out who you are, and then you've got a chance of being great in a relationship. But up to this point, I don't think 24.
I wouldn't
want to get married at 24.
I remember being 24 and was unable to find a relationship. I went to go out with the girls for a couple of weeks, but it was it wasn't even really sex. It was obvious that we weren't meant to. I had a sort of 23 to 25, 26. I had a long period of not really seeing anybody and of being single and thinking, my God, and my friends, they weren't getting married at that age, but they were in long-term relationships. They were living, with people and I had 3-4 years where I'd had my heart broken by a girlfriend going out with my best mate, and I just thought, this is never gonna happen for me. And then I did. I've been in love a couple of times since then. You know, love with someone that I went out with for a long time. Then someone I was married to, and that didn't work out. And you know, it happens when it's meant to happen, and that's such a facile cliche, but it's true.
If I'd have married the guy I was going out with at 24, it would have been an absolute bloody disaster. I'll tell you that. I was going out with someone from the age of 16 to about 22. Waste of time, really. I mean, that was never going to go anywhere. I suppose it kind of, all these experiences add to your, I don't know, development as a person, but you'll have had different experiences because you weren't going out with someone who was being a pain in the arse and having silent conversations and all this sort of drama that really I should have knocked on the head very, very early on, but kind of tried to work through it. People working through relationships in their early 20s, flipping heck, just cut your losses and realise that you're worth more. And do you know what? At some point, someone's going to be really lucky to go out with you. And you'll bring so much more to it because you've not been tied down, because you've been working out who you are.
And thanks for admitting to being jealous, because it's not something that we do very often. Jealousy is a real kind of dark emotion.
The internet is full of people presenting an image of having it all.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Yeah.
If they did, they wouldn't be on the internet.
And I think if people could say openly, like you have tonight, you know what? I'm jealous of what those people have got. I think it takes a little bit of the sting out of it. And I think it's an important thing because people don't talk about jealous. We'll bitch about someone's back. Oh, they're just jealous. Well, yeah, maybe they are. Let's talk about it and see if there's any way that we can understand it a bit better.
But also understand that it's just a reaction.
Yeah.
And it's all right to feel jealous, just like it's all right to feel pissed off sometimes.
What's your language? Yasmin, I don't know if these two old farts have in any way...
No, it has. I've been wanting to call for a while since I saw you in the jungle as well.
Oh, wicked. Wicked. Those strawberries, huh? Wasn't it, eh? Oh, those strawberries. Yasmin, listen, I'm really glad you've called. I'm hoping that we'll get to speak to you again at some point.
Yeah, I will.
Nice one. You did brilliantly, and you sounded very confident.
I was going to say, someone who's not confident just spoke on national radio for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, about 15 minutes you were on for, and it was fascinating. It was really interesting. So thank you, Yasmin. We'll speak again.
All right, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Good night.
There you go. Brilliant. Didn't sound nervous at all.
I wouldn't have dared phone up the national radio station.
We got Tommy. We're going to call our friend in the States in a bit. I'm going to take this up to midnight. New callers only. Going to take this up to midnight. I've only got 2 more calls, so it could be a little bit empty at the end, but it's been worth it so far. They've been brilliant. Tommy, you're next. Then we're going to call our friend in the States, and we could be talking to you. If you've never called the show before, 03. You can have called Talk Radio before, but just never spoken to us. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative every weeknight from 10, except tomorrow, actually, on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
New callers only up until midnight, and I am thoroughly enjoying myself. Let's go to Tommy. Good evening, Tommy.
Hello, Iain, you good?
I'm good, Tommy. Yes, I'm looking forward to this call. What you got for us, buddy?
Well, this is the first time I've ever done one, and at midnight this evening I'm 60, and I thought, why not? I'll ring into the talk show.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. So so you're 60 at midnight. Happy birthday. I would not have guessed that age. You sound a bit younger. I would have had you in the late 40s.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you doing for your birthday, Tom?
Well, to be honest, I've just got out of hospital. I've had a triple bypass, but I'm fine. I've got out a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna get a lot better. So
yeah,
I haven't really got anything planned, but I've got some friends coming from up north on Friday to see me.
Beautiful.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, with triple bypass a few weeks ago, I don't know what the recovery rate is. So you're able to get up and get around, are you now?
I am, yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a shock when it came because I didn't have a clue, you know what I mean? It just happened, and next thing I was in hospital.
So did you have a heart attack?
I did. I'd already had one about 10 years ago, and this is the second one. But I'm quite healthy. I run up the stairs. I'm quite... If you met me, you wouldn't even think I'd had a heart attack.
So did you have a heart attack, then kind of pass out, then wake up and they go, well, we've just done a triple bypass on you? Is that how it works?
Well, they knock you out, don't they? You know what I mean? They stick you in it, and it's quite painful as well, and you have some crazy sort of hallucinations on the drugs that you're on, but it's quite funny.
Well, you get your kicks wherever you can get your kicks, brother.
Well, basically, the reason I rang up about 2 years ago...
Yeah.
I burnt my flat down in Labbock Grove. It was in the winter time, and I fell asleep, and I knocked over one of them cheap electric fires.
No.
And anyway, it burnt the place down. I ended up 4 days in intensive care, and when I was in intensive care, I thought, when I get out, I've got to write this story. I've had this story in my head for about 20 years. So anyway, cut a long story short, I wrote the book.
Yeah.
And about 6 weeks ago, I got a publishing deal for it.
Front door, Tommy, mate. Brilliant. Well done.
So I thought, well, I may as well ring in and plug the book.
Oh, yeah. Is the book out now?
It says, yeah, it's on New Haven Publishing, and it's called Just Tommy, Nightmare in Jamaica. But yeah...
can I ask him, I'm getting this vibe, was there a little bit of ganja involved?
Well, there was, yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah, and I'm not really a criminal as such, really. I was involved in music, and it was a sort of, but it is, yeah.
Hey, it's got six, I got it, it's up here, it's on Amazon, Just Nightmare in Jamaica, Just Tommy.
Yeah.
It's got 6 5-star reviews.
Okay then, alright, it's only just come out, and it's word of mouth a bit, but I've got a few interviews coming up, so...
Well, hang on, hang on a minute, you've got an interview happening right here, right this very second, Tom. Forget those other chances.
Well, that's true, Iain.
So go on, tell Tommy Kennedy the Fourth.
That's me, yeah, there was 4, there's 5 of us. I've got an 11-year-old boy, and we're all called Tommy, yeah, so...
I love that. How does that work?
Yeah. Well, you know, it was an American thing, wasn't it? And because I was kind of involved in managing bands, I just put it on the end as a showbiz sort of, bullshit, really.
What bands were you managing?
Well, I've worked with all kind of bands, but I've predominantly been working with young, unsigned, unknown bands, really. But I have worked with big bands as well. I was a production runner as well for some other companies. So I've worked with a lot of big bands, but that wasn't really what I was doing. I was predominantly working with young, unsigned London bands.
Listen to this.
There's one called Pink Cigar, and there's a few others.
Pink Cigar?
Yeah.
That means penis.
And another band called Smiley and the Underclass.
All right.
Well, they're bands on the,
on the way up.
On the London Underground for years. Well, anyway, so...
Can I read a little bit of this, the description of your book?
Yeah, go ahead then, Iain, yeah.
Listen to this. This sounds nuts, right?
Yeah.
And it's this guy's life. Tommy Kennedy IV's extraordinary life began against the backdrop of the northern town of Warrington. Tommy describes a chaotic childhood where home is variously in a caravan, a convent, and care homes. His parents are childlike and irresponsible. His life is unpredictable and unstable. Without any parental guidance, by the age of 22, Tommy had completed 7 custodial sentences. 7 by the age of 22! Within this environment, Tom... Go on.
Long time ago, I'm 60 now, innit?
Yeah, I'm not judging you, I'm just saying. What a life. Wouldn't judge you at all for that, man. Within this environment, Tommy learns how to survive and thrive in a world of petty crimes, scams, and horrific risk-taking behaviour. He escapes Warrington by bursting into an intoxicating world of plane-hopping, Class A drugs, glamorous women, 5-star hotels, and exotic locations. The roller coaster then stops abruptly in a long prison sentence in the notorious General Penitentiary of Jamaica. How long were you in there for, mate?
It felt like 300 years, but I was there for 3 years, but it felt like 300.
That's a tough old prison, isn't it?
Well, it was, yeah. I mean, it's 2,000 men and it's maximum security, and predominantly everybody in there was predominantly doing life sentences, and I was one of maybe 2 or 3 white guys in there, so yeah, it was rough.
What were you running from, Tommy?
Sorry, I was eating a grape then, Ian. Sorry.
Oh, I love you, man. What were you running from? Why were you doing all this?
Well, I was actually trying to make money for the bands to do promotions, and it's kind of how I got involved in it, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
yellow cards. Can't drop an F-bomb, but go on.
Yeah. You're wasting your life here, so I decided to set out and do some travelling. That's how it all started. Yeah. And here I am 38 years later, sat in the flat speaking to you on the eve of my 60th birthday, which is probably in about half an hour.
You got 29 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay, yeah, I'm not even a birthday person. I don't even mention it to anyone. But I thought,
6 times.
Yeah.
So, Tommy, what a brilliant call, man. The book is Nightmare in Jamaica. Just Tommy. It's on Amazon if you want to have a little look at that.
Or Waterstones or W.H. Smith.
So it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck, man. I wish you a brilliant holiday, and I wish you a good recovery as well.
Thanks, Ian. Good to talk, yeah.
Thanks, Tommy. Take care. We'll speak again soon, mate.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Wow. What a night. What a night. What a night. Every call has just had me gripped in a completely different way. Every call has been completely different. Sean, you will be next, our friend in America, I promise. You've been emailing for a bit. We're going to take a little break, we'll come back, we're going to call you. Every caller.
Yeah.
Completely different. Completely different. Everyone's had a story. Isn't this amazing?
You know, sometimes when we're eating up the canteen, you can see out over London.
Yeah.
And I look out and I see all the windows, and you think each and every one of those windows.
Yeah.
It's got different life behind it. People worried about certain things, other people having the best times of their lives, other people about to take a massive fall or whatever. That's what we're getting tonight on the radio. Just little slices of life.
This is what we wanted this show to be.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't a diss to our regular callers at all. We're so grateful you call in. But this is what we wanted this show to be. People phoning in, a proper late night show where people phone in from all over the country, all over the world. We're going to speak to our friend Sean in America in a bit. I don't even know what part of the States he's in. Sharing their stories. And several of the people who phoned up tonight have kind of said, I've got nothing to say. But then we've had a really interesting 5-10 minute chat with them. That's our job. That's our job to get it out of you. That's our job. You haven't got to phone up thinking you need an agenda. That's our job.
Do you know what I'm more interested in rather than what people are saying? Who they are.
Yeah.
And we're hearing who people are tonight.
Those
really
last
interesting.
2 calls. What incredible back-to-back. It's a completely different. And they're both different worlds, and they're both listening to me and you.
This is why I get frustrated sometimes when people come on and try and monologue.
Yeah.
Because there's no engagement. I don't know who these people are. They're giving me top show, but I want to know who these people are, and we're getting that tonight. It's great.
Giving her top show, she wants top shop, alright?
I want to go to the bottom shelf.
Another 30 minutes of calls from brand new callers. People who've never called, you'll get this. We may all be dried up, but that's absolutely fine. After midnight, we'll open the lines to everybody, I think. So if you've never called before, you've got another 30 minutes to I mean, you can do it after midnight as well, but you have another 30 minutes to do in the safety of you know, us, of not being shuffled around, shunted, that's the word I'm looking for, shunted by some of the regular callers. 03 shunted. 0344 499 1000. We're going to call our friend Sean in America in a second. This is the Late Night Alternative. I am Iain Lee. Who you?
Catherine Boyle.
Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with that man, Iain Lee. There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't stalked on Facebook yet.
Have never sent my picture to anyone who didn't request it.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
All right, 0344 499 1000. If you've never called the show before, we'll open the calls up after midnight, but let me, right, I'm going to write a number down for Amy because I can't dial out on this. So, 001, that's America, isn't it? And that is Sean. For some reason that screen isn't letting me do what I want to do. See if you can get or you can give Sean a little call, or she can someone give Sean a little call. Crying out loud. Let's get Sean on this show. I want to speak to Sean. So Sean emailed us. I've never called before, Iain@iainlee.com. And thank you to the person 273 who said, really enjoying listening to your show from you callers, still too nervous to call in, and I don't have Twitter. Of course you don't. And I keep working on the mentality that everyone's got Twitter. Of course you haven't. The sensible people don't. Anyway, Sean emailed us an hour ago. Sorry, Sean. An hour and a half ago. Sorry, mate. Iain@iainlee.com. I've never called before, and I've heard American callers on your show. What are they doing to call in? Well, Sean, they are being canny. Have you got the right number? Have I written it down wrong? I might have written it down wrong. Unbelievable. They're arguing out there. Outrageous scenes. Outrageous scenes. What one? You were arguing. I heard raised voices, and I saw you crying because the way Amy spoke to you.
That computer at the back.
Don't point to her. She's not a computer. She's a human being. She's Amy.
Point on the computer. I spoke to Sean. I put him on the line, and then as soon as Amy put her phone down, it went.
So Amy cut him off.
No,
Amy, that is outrageous.
No.
How dare you cut my callers off? I know what you're saying, Catherine.
This studio.
She's fired.
This studio does not work.
Well, I can't use the phone box here, so anyway, who cares? Who cares? Because we go. Oh, look at this. Hang on a second, Sean.
Hi, Ian. This is Sean in America. Thank you for taking my call.
The manners of the Americans. Are you in Alaska?
I'm originally from Anchorage, Alaska, but now I live in San Francisco, California.
Oh, okay, because it's showing up as Alaska, but obviously you've taken the number with you. Sean, how long, because you emailed us, thank you, and thank you for your patience. How long have you been listening to us for?
Oh, about 6 months or so.
And how did you find it? Because I've got one of those internet radios, and I kind of like to just pick stations at random, generally in California or New York, so it's not that random, but I kind of pick stations and I listen for a little bit. Is that how you found us, or had you heard about the talk radio, or what?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was kind of trying to figure out exactly what was going on with the B word. So I tuned into talk radio. And quickly found that it was less about news and more about rhetoric. But one day I continued to listen straight through into your show, and I found it to be encapsulating.
Wow, there you go. I'll take that for $1. Thank you, man. So we don't really talk about Brexit. We may have to after midnight a little bit, because I think something's happening at midnight. But do you understand it?
Well, my feeling is that it sort of is one of those issues that is divided by rhetoric, kind of more than the facts. But my understanding is that there was a vote in your country and you've voted to leave the European Union. Some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah.
No one seems to know for sure what the result is going to be. But again, really seems to be more motivated by political divisiveness than it really does by the act itself.
You have summed it up in 30 seconds better than most people, most commentators on the radio. It's about rhetoric, it's about ego, it's about division. That's it. The actual act of whether we leave or whether we stay is almost irrelevant to the division that is being caused. In a similar way, Sean, that I know we won't dwell on it too long, but in a similar way that Trump has been in your country for the last 3 years. Now, my interpretation of it is that he may possibly have jumped the shark recently, and that maybe it's all going to come crashing down in with the whole Biden thing, and even more pertinent is pulling the troops out of Syria and ISIS reforming because of his ridiculous, actions, like he's playing an Xbox game. But we seem to be living in the era of, it doesn't matter what you say, it's all about getting you to hate the person next to you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, here in America, it's been that way for quite a while. I mean, it's people are sort of forming their identities around these politics, and I think it's to the detriment of facts, truth, what's actually happening. It doesn't really matter because these people's identities are so tied up in being right that they're less concerned about the effect.
Yeah, they hear something that may be true, maybe be presented as a fact, but if they don't like it, they won't believe it, and that's the end of the argument.
That's right.
How's San Francisco, Sean? I went to San Francisco once, 19 years ago. We were filming a documentary about video games. So we went to California, we went to Seattle, and we had a couple of nights off. So me and the producers went to San Francisco. We went out for some dinner. We went to a nightclub. We took a load of ecstasy, and we nearly got murdered because we're like 3 o'clock in the morning in this very rough neighborhood in these preppy clothes that we'd all just bought at Banana Republic. And my mate James pulled out of his pocket a huge map and unfurled this map. And we're all there. By the way, don't do drugs, kids. And we're all there going, James, put the map up. We couldn't look any more like tourists waiting to be shot than that. It was ridiculous. But I loved it. And then the next day, I walked out of town and I went to Bruce Lee's grave. It was kind of my little pilgrimage. I did that all on my own. I walked, and it's a bit of a trek. No, that's Seattle. Seattle. I'm getting confused. Seattle is Bruce Lee's grave. Forget that. I do apologize. That wasn't San Francisco. But I loved San Francisco. It's unlike any other, I've not been to that many American cities. It's unlike LA and it's unlike New York. It seems to have the personality that certainly LA does not have. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I love it here. It's a beautiful city. Like you said, it's got, it's sort of a more compact city. LA is more spread out.
Yeah.
So San Francisco is kind of forced to make these kind of tiny communities based around a smaller geographic area. And I think that really drives the sense of community here. Yeah, it's a great city. It sounds like you had a very full trip when you were here.
You've got buildings that are comparatively old for America. You know, I know when you guys come over here, you go, wow, or you over there, you talk about having a building that's 50 years old, and you go, you think that's old? Come and see my house. Come and see my shed. But you've got buildings that are comparatively old. You've got those wonderful hills that just everywhere is hills, and then you've got that weather. The weather just changes constantly. Maybe that's why we like it so much, because the weather is kind of British.
I love San Francisco. My sister lived there because she went to San Francisco State. And this was, she spent a year there. She did American studies at university here, and they sent her there for a year. What an amazing experience that was for her. She used to live over at the Presidio. There were some houses there. And I went over there this time of year, and we spent Halloween there, which was something else. But the thing that I really remember from my time there was, this was at a time where in the UK, if you went to a pub or a bar, you might have gone in there smelling of, I don't know, Chanel or whatever you were wearing at that time, probably CK1. But you come out smelling of cigarettes, because everywhere was just full of cigarette smoke. And San Francisco was the first place I've ever been to where not only could you not smoke in bars or pubs, but also you couldn't smoke within something like 500 meters of a building.
Wow.
And it was extraordinary.
Of a building?
Yeah, a public building.
Well, but
you couldn't smoke outside.
Well, hang on a minute. You have to be 500 metres away from a building.
Yeah.
How could you be 500 metres away from a building in a city?
Well,
I don't think
I think they're defining public buildings in a different way. So, like, a residence wouldn't be considered a public
so
building.
you could smoke outside.
so like outside the university or outside, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it was incredible, and I'd never thought of it. I never thought of it as being a problem before because it's just the way we'd grown up, you know.
How come you ended up there, Sean, from Alaska? What was that? Work? Love?
I went to graduate school in Los Angeles, and I just hated it there. So after I graduated, I started looking for opportunities up here and found something. So moved on up.
And what do you do?
I'm an attorney, or I believe in your country they may be called barristers.
A barrister?
He's a racist. He's taking the piss out of the way we speak. I'll go over there and smash him in the face. Give this guy a knuckle sandwich.
He's a barista.
He makes good coffee. What kind of? That's brilliant. What kind of cases are you doing?
Mostly insurance litigation, sort of general civil litigation.
So do you have to prove that the person is lying and that their apartment wasn't flooded and they just poured water on the carpet and the sofa to try and get some money?
I mostly deal with injuries to the person. So it's people who are lying about having, bumped their head on something on the way out of work one day. Or,
so do you have to go around and like secretly stake them out and film them, like playing basketball and stuff?
I don't do that, but someone else does.
He knows a bloke who does.
I love it. Are you happy, Sean?
Yeah, I am pretty happy.
Good.
I love where I live. I have a family, I have a wife and a kid. Yeah, I'm very happy.
Beautiful. I tell you, I'm fishing. Because normally I'm really good at people's ages. Don't tell me, but I'm struggling to place your age, and I think it's because of your accent. And so I'm fishing for information, and I've got the family and the kid. So I'm going to say, but I'm going to be wildly off. I'm going to say 38.
I was going to say 35.
32.
Oh! I knew it. It was a tough one. How old's your kid, man?
1.5. 1 year and 7 months.
We're giggling, because we've been through that. Well done, good luck.
Things are about to get psychological. The physical trials are nearly over.
Oh, mate. It's the most amazing adventure, but I mean, now you're approaching language and manipulation. And it's about to get really intense. I mean, brilliant, but it's about to get intense and stuff. And everyone's well and healthy.
We'll see. We're right at the age where my daughter should be talking, but she's delayed in speech, so they're concerned that there may be like an autism issue, something like that. But hopefully we'll dodge that bullet. Still early.
Sometimes kids are late. For no reason. You just know. Well, Sean, we will have our fingers crossed, and if you feel, when she starts shouting orders at you, if you feel you want to give us a little update, then we'd be really pleased to hear that, mate. Hey, listen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your email. Lots of love to your family, and we will speak again soon, Sean.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, man. Thank you. There we go. People all over the world.
I love San Francisco so
much. I do.
It's one of those places that's a big city, but it's kind of got little villages within it.
We were looking at taking the show to San Francisco this year, like we did New York a couple of years ago, last year, whatever it was. And then there was a chance of us going to Phoenix with our friend Josh to do some filming. That didn't happen. If the contract gets renewed next year, well, we can go to San Fran. That's the plan, man. Thank you, Sean. We got another 10 minutes of this. The switchboard is empty. So if you are, we'll open it up to everyone after midnight, but if you are a brand new caller, you don't have to have as much to say as Sean did, or Tommy, or any of the callers that we've had. Just if you just want to phone up and say, I've been listening. It's alright. It's an okay show. Thanks very much. That's all you got to say. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio with Iain and Kath.
Neon lit night talk for torch singers, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me. Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
ICE? What's ICE?
The American Immigration Service.
Well, you just saying, Catherine was just saying something to me, and I knew that the microphones were going to go live, and she'd stop telling me what she was. 5-6 minutes left. If you've never called, 0344 499 1000. If you have called before, hold off until after midnight, and then you'd be very, very welcome. But don't call in just yet. Just thank you very much.
Right. Well, you've heard that Donald Trump and his government's policy of detaining families, like Mexican families, separating from their children, etc. Because they've crossed borders illegally.
Yeah.
A British couple say they've been detained in the US after accidentally crossing the border from Canada. David Connors, 30, and his wife Eileen, 24, say they're being held in Pennsylvania with their 3-month-old baby and are traumatised. They say they were driving with family members on the 3rd of October when, to avoid an animal, they veered onto a small road. A police officer then pulled them over, told them that they were in the US state of Washington, and arrested them.
Yep.
The couple have detailed the scariest experience of their entire lives in a sworn statement that was provided to BBC News by their lawyer. The family statement is the basis for a legal complaint lodged by their lawyer with the US Department of Homeland Security Inspector General.
So hang on, I don't understand why they've been arrested.
Because they crossed the border illegally.
Well, what border?
Between Canada and America.
Oh, Canada and America. Sorry, I thought that between states. Okay,
no.
Right.
So US immigration authorities confirmed to the BBC the couple were being held but denied their allegations of mistreatment. The family's attorney, from the People's Justice Centre, said the couple were driving south of Vancouver on the 3rd of October when they took a detour to avoid an animal.
What they should have done, took a detour.
Yeah, they went down
to avoid an animal. Okay.
They went down a country road.
Here's the thing you need to do. All you've got to do to escape the popo in the States is drive until you're out of the range of their sirens. And I know this because I've been playing GTA V. And that's all you've got to do is if you murder someone or you steal a car or you just fire,
go in an ambulance.
Or you just fire a shotgun in the air.
Right.
You just got to drive until you're out of the, you got a little map and like a GPS and you drive until you're out of the police siren range. Then they forget about you. That's how it works in GTA V. I'm assuming that's how it works in the actual state of America.
True life simulation, yeah.
Yeah. 0344 499 1000. I think we may have had all of the first time callers, but we'll still keep the lines free for them. Weren't they great?
Yeah.
It was really interesting. Tell me what you were saying about what you were interested in.
Oh, just, the lives people have been living while we've been doing this show, right? So I listen to things like Keith and the Girl, for example, or, that have been running for a long time, and people will check in with them every now and again and just say, just to let you know that while this was happening to you, this was happening to me, that meant something to me because of this. And I find it really interesting because we're sitting here, you and I spend a lot of time in this studio kind of messing about, making each other laugh, sometimes making each other cry, all that kind of stuff, right? And you can kind of forget. No, you can't imagine what other people are doing while they're listening.
Yeah.
Some of them are perverts, obviously. But
there's a bit of hoochie coochie mama going on. Who wouldn't? Two of the sexiest voices on the radio.
But also people are living their lives, they're like making decisions, things are changing around them, and maybe they use this show for a bit of consistency, I don't know. But they can tell us that, and that's what I'm interested in.
To slow them down.
God, yeah, thinking of you.
Just to halt, delay. No, we won't talk about it. We've become obsessed with the new show, Sex Clinic, which is horrible, and I can't quite work it out. It's all young people, and basically they're going in saying, I've got knob rot, and it's disgusting. Basically, they just get tested for STIs.
Yeah, but also, they spend half of the show boasting about all their conquests, and now they don't really care about the people they're doing it with.
Because the girls are all slag. They don't say the word slags, but they call them easy.
One of them did say easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I know that they're not the girlfriend kind, I just love them and all that kind of stuff. Stuff that we thought maybe we left behind.
It's very unpleasant. But I can't, if anyone, the reason I'm saying this, because if anyone knows this, and we'll open the lines up to everyone now, thank you for your patience, regulars, but you can call in now, about anything. But if anyone knows how it works, I can't work out how it works. It's a mixture of young people. I'm saying they're all between sort of 18 and 25.
Yeah.
So a couple of the women have been very beautiful, but generally, they're normal people, let's say. Normal, if slightly extreme people. And by that I mean we've had two gentlemen with tattoos all over their face. I would call that extreme. I don't know if you would these days. But I can't work out why they're on there. A lot of them are saying, well, I normally get checked out every 6 months, or I haven't been checked out for a year, so I'm coming here. Why are you going on a TV program being checked out? My suspicion is...
That?
Why did you just rustle up some paper?
I don't know, I grabbed it to throw it in the bin.
My suspicion is They're getting paid.
They must be, right? Because in those shows, like Pimple Popper and stuff, the reason why people are going and showing the thing that they've been most ashamed of for a big part of their lives is because they can't get the health care, right, in the States. They can't afford it. And she, I presume, covers the cost of it for the sake of the program.
Yeah. And they probably get put up in a hotel.
But why would you go and get your, I mean, in a lot of cases, quite manky genitals out for a television program?
Not in our cases, in their cases.
In some cases, yeah. On this program.
If anyone knows, I mean, you're the type of listener where you probably know one of the people that's been on there. Did they get paid? I'm guessing about $1,000. I have no idea. I'm guessing. I'd love to know if you've worked on the show, if you know someone who's been on the show, why the hell are they doing it?
If it was just to go on and boast that you've had 60 girls in the last 2 weeks, right, I would get why people might do it for free. They can put a link on Twitter, be the big guy. But if then they get out their penis, which is, you know...
got cottage cheese coming out of it, which one of them did.
A right old disgrace, and then it transpires you've never washed it. Why would you do that?
0344 499 1000. The switchboard is open to everybody now. New callers, if you called up in the last 2 hours, you're welcome to call back. We don't normally allow double bubble, but I will tonight. Regular callers, whatever you fancy. Thank you for your patience. You are all welcome. The Late Night Alternative, Ian and Kath, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Ian Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road is where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call.
Here we go!
Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
I must increase my, what is it?
I must improve my bust.
I must improve my bust. I must improve my bust. That's
working.
I must improve my bust. I must improve my bust.
That, my friend, is a killer rack.
Something was supposed to happen at midnight. Have we, hang on a second.
Does anyone feel different?
Hang on a minute. I think I can get an update on what happened.
They've cancelled Brexit.
Okay, that's that done. Something was supposed to happen at midnight. Why were they all saying midnight? Has it happened?
Midnight.
Why would you do that? Cottage cheese coming out the end of
All right. Touche.
That midnight thing is, regular listeners will know, and I'm not even going to explain it, because that's actually horrible. Right. That's horrific. All right. What was supposed to happen, producer, who's supposed to be keeping an eye on the news?
They were supposed to have, it was the deadline for them
Go on. Say it.
Approaching the European Union with some kind of deal, wasn't it?
Say it.
I'm not saying it. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. But what was it? Sorry, I'm distracted there because Shane Ritchie's just tweeted. Shane, I hope you're enjoying the show tonight.
You start waving your blue tick about, he'll be all over you.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Shane, I apologise. I know you've tuned in because you want the latest on what's happening in the whole Brexit situation. By the way, how does Shane Ritchie get a gig? You know he's got a new show on Channel 5.
Yeah, talent.
You're such a twonk. Shane Ritchie goes caravanning.
Sweet.
Well, that's a sweet gig, man. What about Ian Lee goes cruising?
Okay.
In a boat. Okay. Or, I don't care. Shane Ritchie goes caravanning. Yeah, what about Shane Ritchie goes caravanning and he puts up some of his mates instead of his kids in the caravans? Come on. Thank you, Shane. I want to come and see. He's doing, The Comedian. What's it called? It's not called The Comedian.
The Entertainer.
Thank you.
See, I know Shane, sorry.
He's doing The Entertainer. He's coming to London at some point. We should go and see it. It sounds really good. It's a great play anyway. And they've
the way they've done it.
They've
dragged it kicking and screaming into the early 80s. It sounds great. It's getting great reviews all over the country, you know? So that's great. Thanks very much indeed.
Do we know what's happened in Europe?
I'm looking.
Okay, I don't like your tone.
Good.
Let's go to... it's our Tommy. Good evening, Tommy.
Hello, Ian.
Are you on speakerphone, Tommy?
Well, yeah, I was just in the kitchen then. I was celebrating. Remember, it's
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! It's Tommy's birthday! Happy birthday! Birthday today!
Woo!
Thank you.
Old man.
68.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
60.
Well, I could tell everyone I'm only 40, yeah. People think I am, but there you go.
No, mate. Once you get to 60, that's it. It's game over.
You sound it now, mate.
But when you phoned up, you sounded in your early 40s. Now, just 20 minutes later, you sound 60.
No, definitely. I think I'm about 15, actually.
God, blimey. I would hate to be 15 again. That was a confusing, horny time. It was horrible.
The energy of a 15-year-old, if you know what I mean.
Well, what can we do for you now, Tom?
Well, I thought I'd ring up anyway, because you said you could do double bubble this evening.
Double bubble tonight, of course you can.
And I thought it was my 60th birthday, I'm sat here on my own, so I thought, well, yeah, I may as well just ring you up and chat and see what you want to talk about.
I think we've sold a couple of copies of your book tonight.
Well, that sounds good. It has been selling quite well, actually, word of mouth.
Yeah.
There's quite a few interviews coming up.
Who are you doing interviews with? You mentioned the interviews. Who are they with?
There's Sean Atwood. He does a podcast.
Yeah.
That he does all true crime. I'm doing one with him in December.
Beautiful.
I'm doing one with The Guardian. I'm doing a couple. My publishers because I've been in hospital. I had this bypass. The book came out on the 22nd. 4 days later, I ended up in the hospital. So literally, I've been on the South Coast recuperating. I've just come back 2 or 3 days ago. So everything got put on a hold, so it's all getting rearranged now.
Yeah.
So, through the publisher, so I'm waiting for the itinerary, basically, to come through.
Okay, all right. How long did it take you to write? Because I've spent 5 years trying to write a book, and in the 5 years I got 30,000 words and rejections, left, right, and centre.
Let me tell you a story. I did this in 11 days, yeah. I wrote it 11 days and I edited it in about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just went on I just stayed up for virtually not quite 11 days writing.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. How did you stay up for 11 days?
Well, that's another question with lots of coffee.
Okay, coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's that C and not the other C.
Yeah, no, I was so excited to write it, I just couldn't stop. I was literally writing, falling asleep, waking up, writing. And then it took me a year and a half to edit it. So, yeah, it wasn't as... and obviously I had to rewrite it. And
then how did you sell it? How did you get a publisher? Did you just email it to one and they went, yeah, we'll do it?
Well, I sent it to a couple, and a couple of them got back to me, and New Haven was offering the best deal, and I thought I'll go with them, yeah.
Jamie's just tweeted me. Jamie's bought a copy of the book. Look, there you go. You sold at least one tonight.
Okay, wicked. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but I'm not really. Yeah, as I say, when the fire happened, I thought, I've got to write this story. If I'd been thinking about it for 20 years, and that motivated me to write it. And I'm now writing a sequel, and I'm also working on a fiction. So it's keeping me occupied, if nothing else.
Yeah. Can I ask you a personal question?
You can, yeah.
When was the last time you broke a serious law? And I put the word serious in there because I'm not including speeding or littering or something. When was the last time you broke up, in inverted commas, proper law?
I'd say about, I've never done anything. I'd say about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it easy to stop?
I can't explain it. I just had such a mad childhood that I just ran wild with no parental guidance. I wasn't really, but I did pass my 11 plus, and I did have a bit of intelligence to think, I've got to stop this. And I moved to London a long time ago, and, I did kind of try to better myself, yeah.
Was it easy to stop? Was it difficult, like giving up cigarettes, knowing you had to do it, but actually you kept getting a bit of an itch?
I mean, crime to me was more fun and adventure. I was never really motivated by money. It was more teenage rebellion at the beginning. And then when I got involved in the music business, this went hand in hand with the drugs, and this is how I ended up going to Jamaica, because I went there a few times, and that one thing led to another. I travelled around the world for about 12 years. I went everywhere. I was making money. I don't know. I was living in another. I don't know. I was just living in another dimension. Yeah, I'm back down to earth now. For sure,
who's coming round for your birthday at the weekend?
A friend of mine from Eastbourne. I've not seen him since I lived in Thailand, which is probably 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's read my book, and he's jogged his memory to, oh, come on, I'll come up and see you, Tommy. So I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Supposing he comes round.
Yeah.
And he says, Tom.
Yeah.
I got the perfect job for both of us. Just one more job, and this will set us up for life.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's a tiler. He's a fantastic tiler. He makes really good money, so he's not a criminal.
Oh, okay, fine. All
so
right.
the job would be, elaborate and well done.
Hold the ladder for me. What do you do now, Tom?
Well,
apart from having near-death experiences, don't do that again.
Well, I'm still a promoter. I promote on Monday nights at the Mau Mau Bar on Portobello Road, which I've been working at the Mau Mau Bar on and off for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Just promoting. And I was managing bands, but I stopped managing the bands when, it just got too hectic. But one of them's going to Japan tomorrow. They're called Smiley and the Underclass. They're going there on a 3-week tour.
Beautiful.
It's good watching, young, creative kids who who not famous. Hopefully one day maybe they'll get there, the excitement.
But certainly also enjoying it, it's the dream of a lot of young bands. Go to Japan for 3 weeks and do some concerts. I mean, that's amazing. That's the experience.
They're a good band as well. They're a multicultural band, and they're young, and they've got a message, they've got a song called It's All England. They're good. They're a really good band. I mean, whether they're going to be commercially viable, they're not singing pop music. It's a long, have a listen to him anyway, Smiley and the Underclass. Right. One time.
Tom, listen, there we go. I'm looking at a picture of him, yeah. Nice to talk to you, mate. Thank you so much. Again, best luck with the book. Stop. You're not smoking, are you?
No, I gave up last year.
Good. Good. All right. Keep off the fags, man. We don't want another heart attack or anything like that.
No, me neither.
Take it easy. Meditate. Do you meditate?
Well, I've actually been thinking about doing yoga, actually.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good.
I live right next door to the Sikh temple here, and they do yoga on a Monday, so when I'm a little bit better, I'm going to go down there and do it.
Get in there, man. Also, you get the best food at Sikh temple. You get the best food.
Well, you do, actually. I've been in there quite a few times.
Yeah, we used to I grew up in Slough, loads of Sikh temples. The best food.
They do, yeah, and it's free.
Yeah, exactly, because they do it all for the homeless. So,
they do to anyone if you just go in,
do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I was nicking homeless. I wasn't nicking. Tommy, really nice to talk to you, mate. I'm so glad we've made contact, and we'll speak again.
Okay then, nice one, bye.
Happy birthday, Tommy!
Take care, Tommy.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday! I like that. What a character. In as much as a life led, you know. Marcus, stay there, you're next. 0344 499 1000. Lines are open to anyone now. If you've called in before, you're welcome. If you've never called in, you're doubly welcome. This is Talk Radio.
After hours amusement for anarchists, air hostesses and jet-lagged antipodeans.
G'day, coppers. Can I crash on your floor? The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Let's go to Marcus. Good evening, Marcus.
Hello, Ian. Hi, Kath. How you doing, guys?
Hi, Marcus.
What you got for us?
That was a fantastic hour of radio, by the way. I'm definitely going to be reading Nightmare in Jamaica. That was great.
That sounds alright, doesn't it? That bloke's lived a life, definitely.
Really is, yeah. I keep missing your show. I'm generally spent by 9:30, and I keep waking up at 1:30, and I'm going to miss the show every time.
He's deliberately avoiding the best show on the radio for the crap that's either side of it.
Absolute rubbish.
How come you're so tired, Marcus? What are you doing?
I've working 5 hours, I've got 6 and 7 hours of German music, and then I had the first Love album, and then a little bit of Beatles, and enough alcohol, I'm done.
I thought you were working. You're just listening to krautrock and Love.
I mean, how long can we call it kraut? I refuse to call it krautrock. It's yeah.
Well, that just means any German band, really. That's very generic.
It's yeah.
but hang on a minute. Let me play something. No. I want this guy.
Go on.
You're gonna join me in something. Hang on. I've just got.
Yes,
I've got so many. Yes, son. You know where it's going as well. I've got so many. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Here we go. You go. It's going, and you're joining in. Okay. Right. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Here we go. This is for Marcus.
Anticipation.
Here we go, Marcus. Right, here we go. It's an advert! Damn, it's an advert! And then I want you to take over. Here we go. Forget the advert.
Come on, you.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
Yes, man. It's the First Love album. Track 1. Yeah, baby. Sing it, Marcus.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, singing track 1 of the First Love album, Marcus! Sing it, baby, sing it!
Well, oh, baby. Dance with me.
And as I held them, all I did was talk about you. Hear your name, I start to cry. There's just no getting over you. Oh no.
Get this out.
What a song, man. What a song, Marcus.
Oh no.
What a song.
Up until 6 months ago, I'd never heard this song or this album. That song and Message for Pretty. Oh my days. And now I've got the original first pressing on mono. Are you joking me, Ian? Oh my God.
Oh God, I'm loosening my belt as we speak, Marcus.
I'm going.
Whoa! Baby!
Ian.
Yes, Marcus.
Ian.
Yeah.
The version of Littlest Hobo theme, is that the version from the original TV show? Because it sounds like a different version to me.
What?
It's one of them. It's a flat. We got a flat earther.
This was all.
Exactly.
This was all the long game.
I'm not talking about transvestism tonight. I'm talking
There's
about.
There's the Littlest Hobo. The song is called The Littlest Hobo. Brackets, there's a voice.
I don't even know the word. There's a play. What's the lyrics?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know that. There is no. Can I say this? Can I just say this once and for all? Right. I think this is on a 4chan site or something, or Reddit or something. Let's troll the guy from the jungle who stole the strawberries, and everyone phone up and pretend. Shut your face. Everyone phone up and pretend there was a TV series called The Littlest Hobo. Don't tell me, Marcus. It's about a dog. It's about a dog
That's where I'll always be. Every time I'm terrible with lyrics. I'm amazing with tunes, but
he's amazing with tunes.
Yeah, but
It's the most beautiful song that's ever been written.
Don't tell me, Marcus.
I'm sure it's not the right version.
It's a TV show about a dog that goes around solving crimes, right?
And soiling the pavement.
There's no such program. It's just a song.
It's so beautiful, Ian.
It's a great song. It's a beautiful song.
Oh, no, it's beautiful, man.
It's lovely, man.
But is it the right version?
It's the version. It's the song.
It seems like a re-recording.
It's the song.
It seems like a re-recording, and I'm so anal about these things.
You're anal about dogs?
I'm really, at the moment, I'm really into Roy Orbison in Dreams, and the first one that comes up is definitely it's a remastering or a re-recording, and it's not right. So I Roy Orbison Dreams Mono, and I bought the original single, and it's beautiful. A candy colored clown, they call the Sandman. I phoned in today to apologise and thank you guys for I phoned in last Thursday maybe with a stream of consciousness and a very self-indulgent, and I let out a little swear. I said LBC. Can I apologise? Yeah. Am I still on the radio?
Oh, yeah.
We're just waiting for the end of the sentence.
Marcus, you fruitcake. Fantastic hour of radio. I'm definitely going to be buying. Have I said this before? I'm definitely going to be buying.
Thank you for your call, Marcus. There we go.
It's that time of the night.
You got to be careful. I bought a Supreme's Greatest Hits for £1 in a charity shop, and I thought £1 for the Supreme's Greatest Hits. Great, I'll have that. And I put it in. I thought this doesn't sound quite. Oh, it doesn't sound quite right. It's the Supremes re-recorded by some of the Supremes, I think. Really tinny. Think.
That backing track sounds like the thing you can download, like karaoke.
To make you stay away so long, 'cause baby love, my baby.
Someone said, listen, we're going to get the old band back together. Well, some of them. But we don't need to pay any actual musicians. We'll just download this. It's fine. It's like, this is technology. No one will notice.
Here we go. Here's another one from the album.
Oh.
Blink. There we go. That was it.
I need love.
That was it. The brass staff. Oh.
I need love to ease my mind.
It's just so.
You paid £1. You covered their costs.
Do you know what? I paid £1 and I drove from the charity shop down to Tesco. When I got to Tesco, I put it in the bin. I really did. It's rubbish. This is sub Nicky Knowles, this. The Nicky Knowles album's better than this.
No, you just have to wait. You gotta
surely, with Christmas coming up, we should be getting the difficult second album from Nicky Knowles.
But how many heartaches must I stay?
Isn't that sad?
Do you know what's really
Good
sad?
for them, though, for trying to earn a few quid.
They're really talented women.
Yeah, yeah.
Just goes to show what a producer can do.
How many Supremes were there in the end? 5? May have been 6. They might have got rid of all of them at one point. But Diana Ross to one side, obvs. 5 or 6. All treated abysmally because Diana Ross was Berry Gordy's plaything, kind of, his project. So the Supremes are treated terribly.
But, there's a lot of girl groups in that era who were basically told, well, you're lucky to be here and there's 10 more girls around the corner if you can't deal with this. Ronnie Spector told us when we interviewed her that she is the voice on a lot of Darlene Love songs. Darlene Love was just a face on a record for some of them. And I'm sure Darlene Love's voice was used on other women's records.
Whose autobiography? I read a book about, was it one of the Supremes? The Supreme, it wasn't about Motown, I don't think. It may have been about one of the Supremes. It may have been about Diana Ross, I don't know. And there was one in particular whose name I cannot remember. I apologise, and that kind of shows. Who was booted out quite early on and just treated, she was really upset that Diana, went from the Supremes to Diana Ross and the Supremes to, just her being booted out. And people in Motown were not allowed to talk to her again. It's just awful.
Meanwhile, Mary Wilson carried on all the way through the Supremes and isn't half as famous as Diana Ross.
Yeah. 0344 499 1000. Someone wants... The book is by Just Tommy, Nightmare in Jamaica. Someone's just asking me. If you go to Amazon, Nightmare in Jamaica, you can get it, there. What's that? Let's do that horrible story.
Oh my God.
We kind of touched on these stories a couple of weeks ago, and I don't in any way want to make light of the suffering that you will hear about. It doesn't go into much detail, actually, but we'll certainly hear about over the coming weeks as the story unfolds. I don't want to make light of it, but is the wrong word. I will not make light of the suffering. I am, however, fascinated by the stories of people who are held in basements or kidnapped for years, sometimes decades. Natasha Kampusch is one. She ended up sort of having a relationship with the person that kept her. It was 9,875 days, because that's the title of the book. I can't remember what that works out as. And she ended up buying the house that she'd been held prisoner in. The
Fritzl family.
The Fritzls, and there are so many others. And I find it fascinating, really. There was one in Britain recently her father was a Marxist cult leader, and she escaped, I think, by jumping out of a window after 13 years or something. Anyway, I find these stories fascinating. Partly because of their horror.
Yeah.
So go on, Catherine, you found this.
That's the thing. It's horrifying that people can be in that situation where they desperately need rescuing for years and years and nobody notices. That's the thing, I think. That we're all living our lives thinking that we live in a super organised, civilised society. Meanwhile, this kind of stuff is going on right under our noses in some cases. This is from Reuters. 6 young adults and their father were receiving medical treatment on Tuesday, October 15th, after Dutch police, acting on a tip-off, discovered them locked away in a secret room at an isolated farm, officials in the Netherlands said. The 6, aged 18 to 25, and their ailing father were found near Ruinerwold, a village in the northern province of Drenthe. Local Mayor Roger de Groot said they had apparently had no contact with the outside world for 9 years. De Groot said a 58-year-old man, not the father of the children, was arrested at the farm and his role was unclear. This is a quote directly from the mayor. As far as I know, their mother died before they arrived there, he said. Police found makeshift living quarters where the family was living in hiding. The family, who according to local news reports had been waiting for the end of time, was discovered after one of the siblings escaped and sought help at a nearby cafe.
Try listening to Julia Hartley-Brewer if you want to speed up the end of time.
An employee at the cafe...
Kath laughed.
And didn't. An employee at the cafe told RTV Drenthe one of the family members, a 25-year-old man, had come in looking scruffy and bewildered with long hair and said he'd not been outside for 9 years. You could see he had no idea where he was or what he was doing, the cafe owner Chris Westerbeek told the broadcaster. He said he'd run away and that he urgently needed help. The siblings and their father, who was reportedly bedridden after a stroke, were receiving treatment at an undisclosed location, the mayor said. I understand there are a lot of questions, de Groot said. We have many too. The police are investigating all possible scenarios.
Now, it's not a huge story over here, and because it's not American, it won't be a particularly huge story. So, Catherine, can I ask you to keep an eye on that? But we're not in tomorrow night. We're taking the night off. Going to go and see a show. Going to go and see Mark Lewis and talk about the Beatles at the High Wycombe Swan. See you there, maybe.
It's more of a lecture than a show,
It is a lecture, yeah. I can't wait. But we're back Thursday and Friday, then we're off next week. But if you could keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's going to be one that isn't going to get... we might get a little burst of coverage in the next day or two, and then that'll be it. But I'm just keen to know. Of course, in my head, I'm making up all kinds of sexual things and rape and all kinds of horrible things. I read the book, one of the books about Fritzl, and his daughter was she was in there for like 27 years in the basement under the house, and towards the end, like the last 5 or 6 years, he would let her up into the house but was in there for years. And didn't she had something like I want to say 8 kids by him. 8 seems a lot. 8 seems a lot. And the way... 8 can't be right.
7 children.
7. And the way he would get...
3 of them remained in captivity with their mother. 1 had died days after birth.
Yeah, the others, he would plonk the baby out on the doorstep with a note, supposedly from the daughter, whose name I can't remember, Elizabeth. And he'd go, the slag has left another baby for us, we'll take it in and raise it as our own. And the only way she got free, I think it was 27 years, was...
24.
24. She got really ill. I think one of the kids got really ill, and he had to take her and his daughter, the kid's mother, his daughter and his granddaughter, the same person. He had to take them to the hospital, and she refused to say anything bad about her father. And someone recognised that there was something not quite right, and the police came, and because he'd said that she'd run off to a cult or something, and eventually a canny doctor and a canny copper put it all together and managed to arrest him and find out what had gone on.
The doctor tipped off the police.
She
wouldn't speak until she was assured that she would never have to see him again.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. And then someone sent me a link for the Marxist cult in Lambeth, in South London. Thank you, Anthony. What a world. I find it fascinating. I guess it's a ghoulish kind of thing. I certainly don't read those stories with glee.
No.
There's no pleasure in reading them. I guess I'm fascinated by the depravity of the human mind in the person who's committed the crime, and also the determination. It's not even determination in some instances. It's not, one day I will escape. Fritzl's daughter resigned herself to the fact she was going to be in this damp basement forever. Natasha Kampusch had resigned herself to the fact she was going to be in this house forever. It's the way they are able to change their brain to thinking, okay, this is it. How do we survive this?
Because I would imagine in those scenarios, hope would be a torture.
Yeah. Fritzl's daughter stayed alive for the kids.
Yeah.
That was why she stayed alive.
God,
to look after the kids. I mean, and the sexual abuse, the rape, the violent rape that this is not the fun topic we were expecting, but the violent rape that she went through from her own father. It's not a story for the faint-hearted, but it's an incredible story of endurance. That's what it is. It is an incredible story of endurance and wanting to protect your own children, even though your parents are causing nothing but harm. Yeah. It's incredible. Let's have a quick break. No, have we done we'll do the 22. Let's do the 22, Alex. We should have a little breather after that before we, Eddie, what are you talking about? Eddie says it's because it didn't happen in America. Yeah, Eddie, because we get all of our stories from America. That's what I'm talking about, you absolute prune. 034, because we don't really follow stories in the continent, we follow stories from America. There you go. Does that answer your question? Thank you. Go away. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional.
Evening, boss.
The unpredictable.
What's happening?
And the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
Oh, Anthony, thank you. He sent me a documentary about the Marxist cult. Let me open that up in a window, and that's tomorrow sorted. Thank you. Coming to meet your cat tomorrow!
Yeah!
Yes, man!
Don't steal her!
Cannot wait. Don't let him in. Can't wait to meet your cat. Very, very thrilled. 0344. Baffled onlooker says, makes me ashamed to be a man. #Fritzl.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, that kind of behaviour from a bloke makes
it doesn't make me. That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
I don't think Fritzl's got anything to do with being a man.
Fritzl doesn't. You could say it makes me ashamed to be a human. Makes me ashamed to be a dad. It doesn't make me ashamed of anything. It makes me disgusted that someone could do that. But I don't, certainly in any way, because I have a penis. I'm not saying that flippantly, but connect myself with him on any level whatsoever.
No.
But that's how you feel, and I respect that that's how you feel. Here's friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you hate, man?
We don't hate you, Alistair. We love you.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry, that was a big build-up, and then they're
And then
very
a pregnant
timid.
pause.
Timid. How you doing, man? You all right?
I was just surprised what he did then.
Do you remember saying that?
I do, and actually I was wondering whether that could be deleted.
Yeah, let me click on it. I'm going to click on it. Here we go. Hang on a second. It's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist anymore. I hope I didn't embarrass you by playing it. That wasn't my intention, but it's gone.
No. I've heard you play it before, and I've kind of, well, I always kind of, oh my God, what a horrible bloke I was.
No. Alcohol made you, alcohol made you horrible. But can I just say, well done for asking for that to be deleted, because that's quite a bold thing. I think that's quite a brave thing to say.
Normally you don't delete, do you, when people ask?
It's gone. It does. I have no way of getting that back anymore. It's gone. So thank you for asking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for getting sober, man, and staying sober. I mean that.
Well, I think that you're great.
Here's one I'm never going to delete.
Aren't your balls normally held back by your willy? Oh,
that
please, come on.
No, that one's staying. That one is staying.
Those were dark days.
Don't be so silly, cat.
And that, please.
Yeah, it's staying there.
Hairy balls. That's all I can say.
Hairy balls. It's silly, this programme, and it's silly.
Yeah, good.
Alistair, what can we do for you?
I was ringing up to say that excellent calls tonight.
Weren't they good?
From new people.
Kath's, hang on a minute. Kath's showing off her guns.
I am. I went to the gym today.
She's doing her muscles. No, I can't.
I added some extra weights, thinking, right, let's see what this does, because the other stuff wasn't working.
Oh.
Catherine,
I'm pumped.
Catherine, Alistair's pouring his heart out to us, and you're.
I was just flexing. You have to draw attention to it.
I nearly said winking off. I nearly said then you're I nearly said that.
Hey.
That's
reminded me, Ian, of something.
Oh God!
I was looking at the Twitter feed while I was listening to the show, and all of a sudden there was this guy saying that masturbation, too much of it, is bad for you.
No, it's good for you. It helps relieve the prostate.
It stops you, like, washing and stuff.
No, it relieves the prostate.
I don't know. He says that it's like an addiction, and like any other addiction.
Oh, hang on a minute. Who has been saying? Who's this? What's the guy's name? The incel guy? Incest?
Dr. somebody. I can't
Who's the incel
remember
guy?
I can't remember.
You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. Is it Jordan Peterson?
I don't know.
Stay well clear, Alistair. Stay well clear. You're better than that. Yeah, it can be addictive.
Penis?
No, so you can play with the
Stay
penis.
well clear of your penis.
Stay away from any of that. Stay away from that stuff. That is dangerous stuff, right? You know, sex can be addictive. Foods is addictive. Games or films. All this stuff can be addictive. But you know, health. It's physically it's healthy for you to clean out the pipes every once in a while. It's good for your prostate. I think it's your prostate. It's good for something. It relieves pressure. That's not. Cat's laughing. That's true.
I know it is, but I think, you know, if that's
when I
all
ask you to help me, you call HR.
If that's all you're doing all day long and it's getting in the way of your life, then you might have a problem. That's what I'm saying. Also, we all know it'll fall off.
Well, I'm looking forward to not doing it all day long when I get a job.
Oh, right, that's the only thing that's going to stop you, is it?
Alistair, mate, flipping it, it's a bit...
No, I don't.
Cheesy.
I'm just being...
Facetious.
No, I don't.
He's just doing a little sexy joke.
Morning and night, that'll do. Anyway, right, Ian,
I can't be bothered these days. Honestly, I started one the other night and I just thought...
Started one?
I did. And the other night I just thought, oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I'm going to go to sleep. We'll talk about this in the morning.
I do that. Yeah.
You know, for God's sake, you again.
This is the show that keeps Shane Ritchie sane, my God. What have you called it for, please?
Right, yeah. You might be interested in this, or you might think, well, this subject's been done to death. I don't know.
Okay. The two
but
options.
It's talking about his penis again.
Sorry, I missed that.
I said you're talking about your penis again.
You might be interested in this, or he might think it's been done to death.
No, enough.
That was another little sexy joke.
Come on.
Come on, guys, please, everybody. I'm sorry, Alistair.
Serious faces.
Here we go. And
It's
let's
not
go.
you, it's Catherine. Settle down, Catherine, please.
Oh, I've wanted to say that for so long, but I'm not allowed to contractually. Yes, Alistair.
Right, well, I got my copy of the LP Abbey Road.
Oh, yeah.
New release.
Well, it's been out a while.
Shut up. 50 years is very realistic. Go
I
on.
know.
Shush.
And I played it through.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it on streaming to see if there's any difference. Now, I'm thinking, Ian, that you've got loads of records and you play vinyl records.
Do you know what? Not very often. I tend, if I'm at my computer, I'll play MP3s. If I'm wandering around the house, I'll put a CD on. I don't play vinyl as much as perhaps I give the impression I do.
Do you think that it sounds better, like a lot of people say, oh, vinyl's the only thing and stuff? Or,
No.
Or do you not?
No.
No?
No. Certainly not new vinyl. New vinyl, it comes from, they're not doing it from the master tapes, they're doing it from WAVs. So they're doing it from the same digital, source that the CDs are made of. So instantly, you're losing a bit of the top and a little bit of the bottom. Yes. You're probably still getting more top and bottom than you will with the CDs. But you're losing a bit anyway because it's coming from a digital file, generally. Now, an old record, the original Abbey Road, I would imagine, I haven't done a comparison, I would imagine that's got a bit more warmth to it than a brand new vinyl reissue of it.
Yeah. Then they're so expensive, the new vinyl. Well,
They're like 25 quid a new vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I paid 21, I think, for it.
But it's beautiful. The thing is with the vinyl, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking album. It's a stunning cover. The back, I think, is great. It's a wonderful thing I think people can get a little bit too hung up on, this really, actually it's the third vinyl pressing from 1982 that really has got the, they accidentally switched the stereo tracks on Maxwell Silverhammer, and it really is it's a great album. However you listen to it, it's a great record.
Yeah, the only difference I heard, I've got quite an expensive amplifier. Speakers.
The amp is where it's at as well. The amp is where it's at.
And the only difference I thought was the streaming didn't have quite the same bass quality.
Are you streaming through the same amp and speakers that you're playing the record through?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, possibly. I've not even listened. I've got the Abbey Road box set. I've not listened to it. I've not listened to the full White Album box set.
Sorry, the what now?
I'm just saying it just for shorthand. I know it's called the Beatles. There's no such album as the White Album. I'm just saying it for shorthand.
Don't you get sucked in?
Catching these idiots out. I don't know, man. I'm not an audiophile in the way that some people are. I'm quite happy, listening to a song on tiny little tinny headphones on my iPod. I don't.
Yeah.
Some people get really into it, genuinely. Well, actually, the Japanese reissues of the Beatles albums in 1987 are the best reissues ever. Even better than the 2009 box set remasters, because they really...
You know what the proper name for those people is?
Wankers.
Saddos, yeah.
Okay.
I bet you went there.
All right, we got there. Okay, all right. Alistair, anything else? You've been a very good sport tonight, and I give you full permission to write a letter of complaint to
Ian.
Denny.Morris at talkradio.co.uk and title it Sack Catherine.
Oh.
No. The only one little thing that I'll say is that we're talking about resentments quite a lot at the moment in groups because of the... Because, one of the reasons that I used to be such a mess is that I held so many resentments.
Oh, God, yeah.
They were eating me up, of course. So, like you suggest, let's talk about them and get them out there.
Yeah, exactly, man. It helps, but it can be tricky to do. It can be painful, and you've got to do it. You've got to do it with respect to the other person. You don't. I've got an aunt who's just one of those people who tells it like it is. No, you're rude and you're aggressive and you don't care about other people's feelings. And also, when people tell you like it is, you tell them to F off and don't speak to them for 10 years. Hey, one of those kind of people. So, you know, but yeah, as long as you do it with respect and with consideration for the other person's feelings, yeah, definitely, man, get it out.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Alistair.
Thanks ever so much, guys.
It's always nice to hear you, mate, and thanks for making us laugh a lot.
Cheers, bye.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta. That's a funny call, man. Funny call. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000.
That's a good song.
Yeah, thank you. Let's find someone on Periscope. We've got last 10 minutes of the show. Let's do a Periscope love bomb. Let's do it.
How many dumps we got left?
We got to. We're built back up. We're built back up. Get your phones out, get your tablets out, get your computers out. I'm going to find someone on Periscope, which is you know what Periscope is. In the dying minutes of the show, it's been such a nice show. Let's see if we can. It feels selfish to hold on to this nice feeling just for ourselves. So let's see if we can find someone online who's streaming online who hasn't got many, if any, people following them, and let's send them some love. Let's tell them that, you know, we've had a great night and we're hoping that they have a great night and that we love them. Let's go to the United Kingdom. So I've got a map of the world. Red means that there are people live. Okie dokie. We don't want anyone who's going to be a potty mouth. We might struggle. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, hang on. Who have we got here? Who have we got? Bear with me, dear listener. Bear with me. These guys look fun, but they look like they might be sweary Marys. Let's have a little look.
Because you used to complain about my single debate. Who has that on a double side? He's basically inviting you to his house.
Okay, I'm dubious of that. So let's try this. Oh. Got one. She's in Slough.
Oh.
Where I grew up.
Do you think your eyebrows lasered? I swear people get their hair lasered to remove the hair.
No. She's talking to someone on a headphone, so we can't hear half of the conversation.
Isn't it funny some people use Periscope like WhatsApp?
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of that. Who's this? Person got one... No. We might not find anybody. We've only got a few minutes. We might not find anybody, certainly in the United Kingdom. We just try a little bit more in London. Just bear with me. No, we're not going to go there. No face, not going to go there. Who's this? It's not in English, so you got to be careful. Not going to be racist, but because I don't actually know what they're saying, and it could be quite offensive, and that's not what we want. All right, we're going to do something we don't normally do. This may not work. Last few minutes of the show. It's got to be worth a punt. Last few minutes of the show, we're going to go to the United States of America. I've gone past it. Here it is. Let's go to America. Let's see what's happening. Got to be careful because they're a little bit freer with the bad language. A little bit freer with the bad language in the United States. So basically, I'm looking at this could be good. This could be good. All right, I found it. The title, #FarmLife. 13 people watching.
Right.
Ride in the combine with me. #corn, ask a farmer. Donny Hayes. Right, I'm going to tweet the link. Be nice. Be nice. Now this is live, isn't it? I think this is live. Yeah, this is live.
Corn, they can be used in plastic, industrial uses.
Right.
Oil.
I've sent a tweet. For those of you who are not on Twitter, it should be periscope.tv/Donny Hayes. Is that going to work? DONNIE. No, that page doesn't exist. How do I get his name?
Animal feed and...
Donny Hayes, H-A-Y-S.
Yeah, I just tried that. Donny L. Periscope. This should be it. Periscope. periscope.tv/DONNIELHAYS. That should be it. Is that it? 'Cause my spelling is all to cock tonight. Jesus. Periscope.tv. Yeah, we're in. Periscope.tv/DONNIELHAYS. I'm hoping he can see us, actually, because he's cutting the corn. He's cutting the corn. Look at that sky there. My.
That's kind of why
There he is. He's gone from 10 viewers to 47. Periscope.tv/DONNIELHAYS. Hi from the UK. Get closer to the mic.
Sorry, what's up, Scotland?
Oh, it's tough to hear him. He's moved it. You're on UK radio.
What's up, UK?
67 people watching. I'm going to call him.
Yo, what's up? I'm on UK radio?
Yes, you are on UK radio, Donny. I'm joining him. Here we go. Periscope.tv/DonnieLHay.
What's going on?
Hey, Donny, how you doing, man?
What did I win?
You just win our love and respect, brother.
Oh, that's great.
You're live on UK radio. We just saw you and it looks beautiful there. Where are you?
I'm in northeast Missouri in the United States.
What time is it, man? It looks like dawn.
I know, but it's evening.
Oh, it's evening. Look, it's the other way round. Look at that scenery. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why are you streaming this, Donny?
Oh, I'm just trying to get my story out about how I raise food for my family and for everyone around the world.
Listen, dude, we're coming to the end of our show. We're going to check in with you again at some point. Thank you for being such a good sport. Some of my viewers, my listeners are going to stay there watching. We'll get you on again another night and we'll have a proper chat because it looks beautiful there and I got a lot of respect for an 8th generation farmer feeding your family and feeding us.
Yeah, anytime. Hit me up.
Thank you, man. We'll get you on again later in the week, maybe. Thanks a lot for your time, brother. Take care.
Thank you.
What a nice guy.
Oh, I like him.
Thank you.
Doesn't that look incredible?
Yeah, beautiful.
That's crazy, yo.
It's cutting the corn.
Oh my god.
Look, you can just see the horizon, and it's kind of pink near the bottom, and slightly yellow, and then it goes to this amazing blue.
His description: Missouri farmer, easygoing 8th generation farmer, working on my family's farm, love my wife Ashley.
Liverpool, UK. Hey, yeah, what's up?
You've blown his mind, guys. Thank you.
It is almost 6 o'clock p.m.
Wonder when he's going to be back on.
London, baby.
I'm going to follow him.
That's awesome. I'm shelling corn or maize.
We've got 50 seconds. Let's listen. Let's take him out to the end of the show. Amy, when we have to go, we have to go. Turn the mics off. Thank you very much. We're not in tonight. We'll see you on Thursday. Good night.
Holy crap. It's going down for real. Oh, I'm in kind of a different spot. Watching in Liverpool, what's up? Midnight in London. Damn. So yeah, this is basically what I do. Some of it. This is some of my job.
We are
Talk Radio.